leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Ride, got the top let down, leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
You see the European grill, so the lips glitz. Tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them sick whips. Brick slip, roll with me, catch a contact. High definition popping, flipping out the armrest. See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I need a ladder for. Come up in your hood stunting when I leave, dude.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
I can't deny, I feel I'm such a fly guy. Top chop, call him Sleepy Hollow when they ride by. I know the haters can't stand it. I ain't got a blemish on my Jolly Rancher candy. Ride on, ride, top let down. Weaving through the crowd with the bass up loud. Just slide, glide on the slab when I creep. Take a bath or you put your ass on them seats. Ride, got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Ride, got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Yeah, I hope you got big lungs if you're rolling with me. I roll quickly, roll minute, plus I'm rolling sticky. Hit the road with me, only push it to the 50, cruising through your city, super sharp, fresh fitted. Hey, too cold with it. Check out the interior, it's hater meeting. Chalkboard material, get it, then fuck it. Hey, roll another blunt up, hit patchwork, go and fuck with Nico till that sun's up. Hit like nunchucks, he can't stop that.
Yo. What up? Special live pop-up, you know. Yeah, it's definitely gonna go down. Got a lot to talk about, man. Big news in boxing, and a lot of y'all mad biting blood out your bottom lip. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all mad biting blood out your bottom lip. Blunt Sport, what's good with it? What's happening with it? Yeah, I got them biting blood out their bottom lip. They mad. But like I said, come in, jump in the comments. If you want some smoke today, you can get some. But yeah, a lot going on in boxing though. A lot going on, man. We got Tyson Fury, Usyk, too. I definitely want to cook on that. I definitely want to cook on David Benavidez and Morrell a little bit, man, because that shit getting real. Let me see. It's a lot of things. Yeah, Mike, see, they don't like the truth. They just want to hear what make them feel good. You know, fanatics want to hear what make them feel good. Hold on. You know, they ain't sending my notifications out. I can see they definitely ain't sending my notifications out like they supposed to. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all give me 1 second.
Contact, high definition popping, flipping out the armrest. See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I need a ladder for. Come up in your hood stunting when I leave, dude.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
I can't deny, I feel I'm such a fly guy. Top chop, can't stand it. I ain't got a blemish on my Jolly Rancher candy. Ride on, ride. Top let down. Weaving through the crowd with the bass up loud. Just slide. On the slab when I creep. Take a bath or you put your ass on them seats. Ride. Got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide. Choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Got the top let down. Leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide. Choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Okay. Yes, sir. So like I said, we gonna cook. I'm waiting for some of these notifications to get out. The thing, I don't never go on at this time, so let me see. But I had to pop up because this pretty much the only time I got to go on today. So let me turn this background music down before we can start cooking. Smash the like button, smash the thumbs down. Yeah, we in here. Like I said, they not sending my notifications out at all. I can see that they ain't hardly sending no notifications out. But look, we got a lot going on in boxing. First thing I want to touch on before I get into this major move that Bob Arum just made, it's gonna change the game. Whether you like it or not, this is what real boxing fans, not the Carl Browns, not you, Carl Brown, you a Gervonta Davis meat musher, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully, that's just what it is. This is what real boxing fans was asking for a long time. We was praying and we was complaining for years that we wanted all of the boxing promotional companies to be under one banner. That's what real boxing fans wanted for years. All of the promotional companies to be under one banner. You know what I'm saying? Under one banner. And with Top Rank making the move that they just made, we get very, very close to that. So, like I said, man, we gonna cook about that. That actually ends the Gervonta Davis. We got a blueprint. We got a plan. It's coming to an end. And I know the Carl Browns and the rest of y'all, that's obsessed fanatics of Tank and PBC. I know y'all hate to hear the truth. You can't handle the truth, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So you could cry about it. You like I said, I'm here to make you bite blood out your bottom lip. But like I said, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. We're gonna definitely get to that in a minute. Nah, dog. We don't come in here. Don't come in here with that weak ass energy now. Because you was in the comments. Yeah, I read your comments, dog. You was in the comments talking real spicy in them comments. So I want you to come over here and keep that same energy, right? Don't come like, oh man, we cool, man. Why you got to? No. You keep that same energy, keep that same tough energy that you had in them comments. And when I drop this link, you can get one, but don't come on here with that retarded shit you be on, because I will put you on mute because, bro, you are Carl Brown. You are over fanatic. Everybody that know any panel that you hop on, you get to crying and begging and tank this and tank that, and that's just what it is. So, yeah, you've been talking real slick, so keep that same energy. You ain't playing. Don't play the victim role now. So I'm going to give you that same energy. But so like I said, we're gonna get to all of that in a minute, but it's other boxing going on. Like I said, man, we got great boxing that's going on this weekend. Great boxing that's going on this weekend. I can't wait. We got Tyson Fury, Usyk. And let's cook on that for a minute, man, because it's a fight I'm going back and forth on, right? If you go back and watch the first fight, I still think that even though Tyson Fury, the fight should have got stopped. What round was that when Tyson Fury got dropped and he was out on his feet, basically? Well, whatever round that was, that fight should have got stopped. But the referee let it go on. Tyson, he ended up surviving. But, other than that, I looked at that fight and Tyson Fury was dominating a lot of those rounds. Tyson Fury was winning a lot of those rounds. Most of the majority of the rounds. Like I said, Usyk did have the bigger moment in that fight. He did have the most dominating round in that fight. But Tyson Fury dominated a lot of those rounds. And he pretty much, kind of just got caught and lost focus. And, it was a close fight. But, man, I think Tyson Fury, if he hadn't made that mistake, he should have won that fight pretty easily. Now, the rematch is all about who's in better shape, because we know that Tyson Fury is not always in the best of shape, right? We know that Usyk is always in great shape, so that's going to play a factor. Also, who can make the adjustments? Who's going to make the best adjustments? Who can make the adjustment? I know that Fury is coming in a lot bigger, a lot heavier than he was the first fight. Now, we know how Fury coming if he coming heavy. He coming to lay on you. He coming to wrestle you, grapple you, and wear you down like he did to Wilder. Is he going to be able to do that to Usyk? Usyk is much smaller than Fury, but Usyk is probably, he might be stronger than Wilder, right? Fury was able to push Wilder back pretty easily, manhandle him. Can he do that to Usyk? Usyk got a lot better footwork, so man, it's a close fight. It is a close fight either way, but at the end of the day, I don't know, man. If Tyson Fury, he seemed like he hella focused. He seemed like that he taking this personal because, he took his first L. I think he gonna bounce back. I think he gonna bounce back. I think if the fight goes the distance, Tyson Fury definitely wins. If it goes the distance. Now, if there's a stoppage, I might have to favor Usyk in the stoppage because Fury, man, he got great recovery. Like, he can recover when he can get hurt and recover, but his chin is weak. You know what I'm talking about? His chin is weak. Like, he done been dropped by everybody damn near multiple times. So he got a weak chin, but he recovers fast. So that's a fight, man. It's a true 50-50 fight. It's a true 50-50 fight. John Kramer, what's happening with it? He said Tyson needs to use his jab. He needs to use his jab, but I think he needs to use his size, his body mass to wear down Usyk. The dirty tactics that he like to use. Grappling you. You know what I'm saying? Holding you behind the head, putting his forearm in your nose, and he needs to do all of that. Because he did all of that with Wilder, and we seen that it worked out great for him. Usyk is a small heavyweight. He came from cruiserweight, right? Fury is way, way bigger than him. So yeah, he need to do all of that. He needs to pull all of that, all of the tricks out his bag to win this fight. So hell of a fight, man. I can't wait. Also, man, y'all got to look out for Moses Itama. Moses Itama. I think that's how you say. But man, young 19-year-old heavyweight. He fighting on the card. Big step up fight for him. Yeah, it's a big step up fight for Moses Itama. And they talking about he's supposed to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division. Let's see how he do. You know, he got a tough fight on his hands, or he might make it look easy. If he is what they say he is, he might go in there and make it look easy. But we got to see, man. We can't really judge these fighters off of fighting these Rudy Poots that they give them when they first start out. But I think this definitely a step up in competition. This guy that he's fighting, I forget his name. It's a step up in competition, and we got to see how he does. Got to see how Moses Itama do. Itama or Moses Itama, however you say his name. I might be saying it wrong, but y'all get it. Bruce Gas, what's happening with it? What's good with it, OG? Salute. So we got to see. We got to see, man. And then, man, David Benavidez, and y'all smash the like button. For the ones that's in here, the real ones, smash the like button. And then, you know, for the haters, smash the thumbs down. But yeah, man, smash on the like button, smash the thumbs down, do what you got to do, but just hit one of them. Let me see. How tall is Moses? I don't know. I don't know how tall he is. I could look it up on my phone. Let me see. Let's see how tall Moses is. Hold on. Also, I forgot. Sergey Borchek is on the card also. Hold on. Moses. So they got a good card coming up, on a good solid card coming up this weekend. So Moses, no, I got the wrong. Hold on. No, I got the wrong because no, I got the wrong one. Because it's Moses and it's another one. They brothers. I think they brothers. Ain't they brothers? Because I know the one that I'm talking about, he got all knockouts. Is it Moses? Yeah. No, I got the right one. No, okay. Okay, yeah. He 10-0 with 8 KOs. Shout out to Bruce Gas. Yeah, he fighting Dempsey McCain. The dude Dempsey McCain, man, he 22-1, and he actually just fought Philip Hrgovic. He went 12 rounds and got stopped in the 12th round versus Philip Hrgovic, but he gave Philip Hrgovic a tough fight. So Moses Itama, man, the 19-year-old kid, he got a tough fight on his hand, but we're looking to see if he can make it look easy. That's what we want to see. Can he make this fight look easy like a young Mike Tyson? Because they're saying that he is the next big thing in the heavyweight division, and they trying to push him fast. And then, like I said, you got Sergey Borchek. He's on the card also. He's going to be fighting this weekend against British UK fighter Ishmael Davies, who is 13-1. And I got Sergey Borchek stopping him. Sergey Borchek should be able to go out there, overwhelm Ishmael Davies, and get the stoppage. So yeah. Bruce Gas said they want him to break Tyson's record as the youngest heavyweight champion. Yeah. John Kramer. Moses Itama is not American. He's from the UK. But be on the lookout because, like Bruce Gas is telling you, they're pushing him fast and they want him to break Mike Tyson's record. He's only 19 now. And he already stepping up in competition. So, you know, so man, yeah, I'm excited about this weekend. I'm just like on the fence, you know, keep going back and forth on Fury and Usyk, but I'm gonna have to go with Fury. Like I said, I wouldn't advise nobody to put no money on this fight, but I would have to go with Fury. But it's gonna be one of them type of fights, man. It's gonna be one of them type of fights to where if you're a big fan of either one of these fighters, your heart gonna be pumping. You're gonna be on the edge of your seat. I'm not a big fan of Tyson Fury or Usyk. I just, you know, I mean, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the fight. You know, I'm not gonna be crying and mad if either one of them lose. It just is what it is. But you know, I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the fight, and enjoy the event. But moving along, like I said, smash on the like button, smash the thumbs down. Moving along. What I want to talk about now is I want to touch on David Benavidez and David Morrell, man, because if y'all saw that media workout / press conference, that shit was lit. It's real bad blood with David Benavidez and David Morrell. Like they got real bad blood. It's going down with them. You seen David Benavidez push him, right? And you seen David Morrell try to throw that, what was it, the WBA belt or whatever belt he had, whatever interim belt title that David Morrell was holding. He tried to throw that shit at David Benavidez's head. Now, imagine if that belt had landed on David Benavidez's head and cut him. Then the fight would have been off. So what they got going on, they got real bad blood. They really don't like each other. David Benavidez feels that David Morrell is disrespectful. He feels like David Morrell is doing a lot of fronting when the cameras come on, because his thing was, you did a whole video and shouted me out and told me happy birthday and everything. And then when we get up here, you talking about some F me. You being disrespectful. Well, if you felt like that, why did you shout me out and you know, tell me happy birthday? But when you get in front of the cameras, you being disrespectful. So it's real bad blood. And like I said in my video, I knew it was real when David Benavidez started taking off his watch. That's when you know that they're not playing for the cameras. When he started taking off his watch, that's when you know shit was finna get real. And both of these fighters, man, David Benavidez, man, he'll lose his temper. And when he loses temper, everything else goes out the window. So, man, I see a lot of people riding with David Morrell. I see a lot of people dislike David Benavidez. I don't know why. Like, it's crazy to me because it seems like, not in this case, right? Not in this case, but I'm just saying, like, boxing fans or whatever y'all call, a lot of y'all call yourself fanatics, or a lot of y'all, man, I'm noticing that y'all hate the fighters that really want to make all the big fights happen, that really want to fight the best. And y'all love the fighters that do the opposite. Like, it's crazy to me. But David Benavidez is definitely one of those ones that does everything he can to give the fans the best fights. For years, David Benavidez was ducked. He was ducked for years. It's just recently, these past couple years, fighters are finally stepping up and, you know, facing him. But he was ducked for years after years after years. That's why they call him the Mexican monster, the boogeyman. And now he is, you know, hey, he here, he giving us the best fights, man. I can't wait to February 1st. Shout out to PBC for putting on that event, and it's not overall the undercard. It ain't appealing to me, right? I think the only fight on the undercard that I'm really like, okay, that's a solid fight is the fight with Figueroa and Cool Boy Steph. The rematch between Cool Boy Steph and Omar Figueroa, right? That's the only fight on that David Benavidez undercard that I'm really excited about. It crushed the legend. What's happening with it? Salute. A1, what it do? That's the only fight that I'm real excited about. But the rest of them is mid at best. You got Pitbull facing somebody. You got it's not a great card overall. But David Benavidez and David Morrell, it holds its own by itself. So shout out to the PBC for putting that together, man. But PBC, man, they back is up against the wall now. Ain't looking good for them, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. NH Tube says polar opposite from the last press conference with Boo Boo. That was way too respectful. Oh, you talking about Boo Boo and David Benavidez, how respectful it was? Yeah. But Demetrius Andrade, bro, you can't he don't have that type of personality to where people gon' get into it with him to where he don't bring that type of energy. He one of them, even if you pissed off, he gonna make you laugh. He's kind of like a big kid and shit. He like to clown and stuff. He don't really bring that type of energy. But let's move on, man. Let's move on. What I want to talk about now, man, is let's talk about Teofimo Lopez real quick. Because Teo, man, he been lying. In my opinion, he been lying, throwing temper tantrums, and creating a lot of buzz, right? Talking about shit that he really ain't finna do. A lot of people fooled thinking that Teo is really trying to fight Boots Ennis. I mean, he got the whole boxing world fooled. He even got a lot of fighters fooled thinking that he really trying to make a fight with Boots, right? You dig what I'm saying? He got a lot of people fooled. And Bob Arum, he came out and he says that Teo got Devin Haney ducking. They offered Bill and Devin Haney a fight, and Bill and Devin Haney didn't want to take it, right? So it's a lot of news with Teo, right? The only thing with Teo is him and Devin Haney fighting. We can believe that, right? That's believable, but it's kind of like when you look at Devin Haney, you got egos involved, right? Because from what I'm hearing is that whatever they offered Devin Haney, he was going to be the B-side, right? And now, if you've done what Devin Haney has done in the sport of boxing, right, became real undisputed, I mean, he was really undisputed. No matter how you like it, he was the real undisputed champ. He had all of the belts, right? Do I think that him beating George Kambosos is a great task? No. But at the same time, Teofimo lost his belt from George Kambosos. You know what I'm saying? And that really happened. So I beat George Kambosos, right, to become undisputed. You lost to George Kambosos, right? I've been on pay-per-view with Vasil Lomachenko. I believe I did 150,000, right? Then I did 16,000, right? In my home in Cali. He did 16,000 in Cali when he fought Regis Prograis. The pay-per-view didn't do well, but then he backed that up by doing 400 and something thousand with Ryan Garcia, right? And his name got way bigger. On the other end, Teofimo Lopez, he haven't done enough for them to even put him on pay-per-view yet, right? He's still fighting in the Hulu theater that seats like 4,000 or 5,000 heads. They can't even put him in an arena yet. So with all that being said, if I'm Devin and Bill Haney, to keep it a buck, I'm looking at Teofimo like, okay, y'all not finna big dog me. Sometimes it's about principle. Sometimes it's about principle. Just like how all of the Gervonta Davis fanatics talk about how he's the seller and he's this and Tank ain't got to do nothing and Tank make the rules and Tank dictates the terms, right? Right? Imagine if Ryan Garcia and Tank get to negotiating when Tank beat Ryan Garcia, right? When Tank proves that you know, when it comes to gate sales and everything, he the one putting up the bigger numbers, and then Ryan Garcia come in and try to offer him a fight to where he's the B side. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So it goes both ways. So I see where where Devin and Bill coming from. Egos come in, right? Principle comes into play. I'm not finna, y'all can't offer me shit. If you're gonna offer me anything, you can offer us 50-50. You can't offer us to where we gotta go to your promotional company, right? Fight under basically y'all rules. And then be the B side and make less money when it comes to numbers, we put up the bigger numbers than you. We beat the man that you lost to. Like you got to make it make sense. And Malik K says Tank runs this boxing shit. I mean, you think he run it. I mean, that's what you would like. That's what you would like to tell yourself. But if Tank ran boxing, if Tank leave and retire, that means that you're going to leave and you're going to retire because that's all you know is how to meat mush. And that means that the whole boxing world was shut down if Tank ran boxing. That's what that's what the Tankomaniacs and y'all weirdos would like to think, that one man, one fighter runs boxing and everything begins and ends with, but that ain't how it works. Boxing will live on when Tank get his ducking ass out of the sport. It's gonna live on. You want Tank to run boxing, but just because you want Gervonta Davis to run boxing, that shit is about to come to an end. That shit has come to an end. That's why Tank was sitting his ass on the panel mad and crying. That's why he had a motherfucking Tubi press conference. That's why he had a Tubi press conference. If he ran boxing, he wouldn't have a Tubi press conference. If he ran boxing, he wouldn't be sitting on the panel hating on other fighters and crying and shit. He wouldn't be talking about how he hates boxing and how he wants to retire. But we're going to get to that shit in a little bit. And, you know, that's why me, Mr. Make You Bite Blood Out Your Bottom Lip, is running all the meat mushers. I'm running y'all up out of here. It's time for y'all to go. It's time for y'all to go. Y'all y'all time coming to an end. You either gonna find another fighter to meet Mush, or you gotta go. It's just simple as that. So y'all better find another fighter to meet Mush and fall in love all over again real soon, because this shit coming to an end. Y'all got about a little over 12 more months and it's done. Y'all got, like I said, let me repeat myself. Y'all got a little over 12 more months. Nah, not even over. Y'all got about 12 more months and it's done. It's over with. It's a wrap. Because even if Gervonta Davis don't retire, the blueprint is done. The sitting around, waiting on Gervonta Davis, that's done with, man. That's done. Jordan Smith, let me talk about that real quick, because he made a good point. I hate to get off subject, but back to what I was saying, and then I'm gonna address this comment that Jordan Smith just made, because a great comment, right? Now, David Benavidez and David Morrell love to fight. I'm definitely gonna support that, and everybody needs to support that. Salute to David Benavidez. Salute to PBC for putting that fight on, right? Now, Jordan Smith, he says, I haven't seen one video or live where somebody is breaking down how Lamont can beat Tank. Nasty work. I want to talk about that, man. I want to talk about that because you know why you haven't seen one video? Because it's a complete mismatch. Not only is Gervonta Davis a negative 1,400 favorite, let's talk about this, man. Since he wanted to bring it up, right? You 30 years old. You claiming that you are the best fighter in the sport. You claiming that you knock out Keyshawn, you knock out Shakur, you knock out everybody, right? You claiming that you him. While saying that you don't have to fight none of these guys. You're not going to fight, right? But you 30 years old and you still having fights where you negative 1,400 favorite. So it's either you got Superman powers and you just that damn good, right? To where you know what I'm saying? You just Superman. Like you the black Superman. It's either you the black Superman, you the second coming of Jesus Christ himself. A lot of y'all actually really believe that, right? Or something just ain't right, like Keith Sweat say. Or something just ain't right. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? I would like to think that something just ain't right because you still fighting fights. I can understand if you've been fighting, tough ass fights and fighting the best fighters, but you ain't. You never have. And you still fighting fights to where you're a negative 1,400 favorite. Something is wrong. But anyway, right? Back to the answer to the question, what my man asked. He says, why ain't nobody broke down how Lamont Roach can beat Tank? Well, you haven't seen the video with that breakdown because it can't, I ain't going to say that it can't happen, but it ain't nothing to break down. It's a mismatch. And I'm going to keep it real. I knew it was a mismatch because I've seen Lamont Roach fight, but I didn't really realize how big of a mismatch this fight was until the other night when I went and I studied Lamont Roach. Yeah, I did some film study on Lamont Roach the other night. And during that film study, I'm like I was disgusted that Gervonta Davis picked Lamont Roach to fight. And I don't want to be disrespectful to Lamont Roach, but he's just not that caliber of fighter. He's not that good. He ain't that good. He's just not. Like, it's crazy. It's a shame that all the Gervonta Davis, Tankamaniac, meat mushers, y'all try to put out false narratives to try to make this seem like it's a good competitive fight. Like, y'all really try to put out false narratives to try to make it like, oh, well, Lamont Roach can actually be Gervonta Davis' toughest fight. Like, he's like, y'all try to put out that narrative. And that's completely false. When I did the film study on Lamont Roach, I'm not saying that he is a trash fighter, because he's a decent fighter, right? He's a decent fighter. But I understand exactly why Gervonta Davis picked him. It's nothing special about him. He stands right in front of you. Like, he don't have, like, you know what I'm saying? He's not a fighter that's going to be like a Devin or Shakur that can box you on the outside and keep you at bay and you know, got great defense and got great footwork and can do everything. Nah, he's a fighter that's going to be right there, and he's tailor-made for Gervonta Davis. You know, that might make an exciting fight for a little bit for the fans, but it's not a competitive fight. And watch and see when the fight take place what I'm talking about. But it's easy to fool Tankamaniacs. It's easy for y'all because y'all just gonna want to run with narratives to make it like, man, this is a good fight. What do y'all define as a good fight? Like, that's my question. What do you define as a good fight? It's a mismatch. It's a reason why the odds makers that make a living off of putting odds together, it's a reason why they got Gervonta Davis a negative 1,400 favorite. Like I said, I realized that reason when I went and studied Lamont Roach. It's a mismatch. To keep it a buck, Lamont Roach ain't no better than Frank Martin. He's not no better than Frank Martin. Now, Lamont Roach might have he has more experience than Frank Martin, but that don't make him better than Frank Martin. Like, Lamont Roach ain't no better than Frank Martin, but he might be able to last longer if he don't go in the ring scared, because that's what stopped Frank Martin from being able to put on his best performance, because he was fighting scared. Now, is Frank Martin on Gervonta Davis's level? Absolutely not, in no type of way. But what I'm saying is that he wasn't able to put out his best effort because he was afraid. Now, if Lamont Roach go in there and he's not afraid, he'll be able to put on his best effort, but his best ain't gonna be good enough if Gervonta Davis is the same Gervonta Davis that we've been seeing. Now, I heard my man Claymore Rain, he says that he was given the scenario, what if? He says that, you know, he's hearing that Gervonta Davis ain't focused. He's disgusted with what's going on in his camp and in boxing, and maybe, and he been talking about retiring. So so basically he's saying, is Lamont Roach catching Gervonta Davis at the right time? I just think it. Honestly, I think even if Gervonta Davis ain't his best, he's still good enough to beat a Lamont Roach. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's still good enough to beat Lamont Roach, even if he ain't at his best. And I'm not saying that he ain't going to come in at his best. but yeah, he's not like Lamont Roach he's a solid fighter, but he's not on that level. George Smith says, watch how defensively irresponsible Tank is before he get the KO. That's why him and his team pick these opponents easy to game plan and easy to execute the game plan. No adjustments, no real pressure. Yeah, bro. I mean, these are tailor-made fights. Like, these are tailor-made opponents for Gervonta Davis. These are tailor-made fights. Like I said, Lamont Roach is going to be right there. He's going to try to fight. Like, that's how he fights. He's fighting in the pocket. He fight mid-range. That's just how he fight. And it's going to get ugly for him. He don't have the power. He don't have the IQ, the boxing skill set, the dominating. He's not dominating in no areas. He just ain't him. And man, salute to A1 Hoops on, man. Come through, support. He said, little something for the collection play. Ain't much, but shit kicked the super chat into gear. Man, I appreciate you. Salute. VA Majesty says, I personally think everything is setting up for an upset. It ain't, dog. It ain't. And you know, I can see where you coming from, but bro, I thought the same thing. When it came to Frank Martin, right? Like, I looked at Frank Martin and I said, okay, Frank Martin don't do anything better than Gervonta Davis. I said Gervonta is better than Frank Martin in every area I can think of, right? But I also said we might be getting an upset because of boxing. At that point in time in boxing, we was getting a lot of big upsets in boxing, right? And I was just like, man, hey, Frank, I got a feeling that Frank gonna land some shit and just, land one of them shots and we're gonna get a big upset. It didn't happen, right? Now I'm not saying a huge upset can't happen. Anything can happen in boxing. But if we going off of who's the better fighter and just skill for skill, Tank is levels above Lamont Roach. And he don't have no business at this point in his career fighting a Lamont Roach. Like, not when you got guys like Shakur Stevenson that you could have tried to make. Y'all want to make it like he tried to make a fight with Shakur, which is a 1,000% lie. When you could have tried to make that happen, whether it would have came to fruition or not, you could have really tried to make it happen, or not when you could have tried, right, to make an Edwin De Los Santos fight happen. Edwin De Los Santos, to me, is way better than Lamont Roach. A much more dangerous fight than Lamont Roach, but we understand that you're not in the your plan is not to make dangerous fights. Your plan is to make fights to where you can make easy money. And I think this is another fight to where it's easy money. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is. But going back, man, I wanna cause I got off the topic of Tio, man. My bad, man. I read a comment and messed around and got off the topic that I want to talk about, right? But I want to go back to Tio, man, because Tio is doing a lot of pump faking and bluffing out here, man. Let's just keep it real, man. A lot of y'all is buying into this Tio and Boots shit. A lot of y'all is hearing Tio and his pops and hearing Bob Arum. Ain't no way in hell Teofimo is gonna move up and fight Boots. It ain't happening. Like, it's just not happening. But Tio got a lot of people fooled. And when it comes to the Devin Haney situation, right? You're not the A side. But You can't turn down a fight with Devin Haney because Turkey came out and he said it himself. He offered Teofimo a fight with Devin, and Teo, they declined it. So you can't decline it and then come back and say, okay, we're going to give you an offer and you got to come to Top Rank and you got to be the B-side. Don't work like that. So I don't know what's going on with Teo, but one thing I know is he doing a lot of pump faking and bluffing. And if he do all of this shit, right, and he end up fighting another Rudy Poot, come on, man. Right? Brian Norman and Teofimo, they went at it, right? Because Brian Norman, he let it be known. Teo, you on my hit list. You're on my hit list. You know what I'm saying? We got to get it popping. Now, Teo come out talking about, oh, well, man, you ducked boots and we fought Vasil Lomachenko and made $500,000 and you ducked boots because of money and this and that. Okay, well, like Brian Norman basically said, yeah, you fought Lomachenko, you made $500,000, and now you crying talking about, you know, all the black fighters is making more money, and you guys you crying and shitting on black fighters because we making more money than you did. So worry about what you doing, but if you want some smoke, let's get it. If you want some smoke, let's come get it. Come get this smoke. So I want to see that. I know Brian Norman got like a tune-up type of fight coming up, you know, and then after that, he said he want Boots and then Teo, but shit, if the Boots fight don't happen, shit, you can get Teo next. I would like to see that, but let's see what Teo gonna do, because Teo do a whole lot of talking and not enough showing. He's still like Teo is still every time he brings something up, he's still talking about Josh Taylor when Josh Taylor proved to be washed up. Josh Taylor proved to be washed up. Josh Taylor ain't did shit in years on top of years. We all know that Josh Taylor ain't been the same fighter for years. He wasn't the same fighter when he fought Jack Catterall. He should have lost that fight. He definitely wasn't the same fighter when he came back after a long layoff and fought Teofimo Lopez, and he ain't been the same fighter afterwards. So he holding on to that Josh Taylor shit, and he holding on to that Lomachenko shit that he did 5 years ago. But what has Teofimo done lately? And he don't want to mention losing to George Kambosos. So with all that being said, what has Teofimo done lately? You keep on talking about what you did, but what have you done? Because the last time I checked, you fought Sandor Martin, and that was a controversial decision victory, right? You barely beat him, and some people thought you lost that fight. You fought Jermaine Ortiz, and you lost that fight. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You lost to Jermaine Ortiz, and they gave you a gift decision. You fought Steve Claggett, and you went to war with him. So what impressive has Teofimo done? Nothing lately. Let me read this super chat. David Jackson, salute. He says, let's be honest, ETB. Tank wouldn't get credit for stopping De Los Santos either. I think he got to fight Shakur Keyshawn. I think he would get credit for stopping De Los Santos, because if you were from the real boxing fans know, right, that De Los Santos is really like that, right? You got Shakur Stevenson. He actually, you know what I'm saying? He put De Los Santos on the map. He told everybody, like, hey, this guy is really like that. Like, even though I only fought him, even though I was injured and I only have one hand, I can tell y'all that he's one of them ones, right? He could have easily, like, y'all don't understand. Shakur could have easily took the route and been like, he ain't that good. The only reason is because I fought him with one hand and I was injured, and he really ain't that good. And if I had both my hands, I'll do this and that. And he didn't take that route. He just kept it real and was like, yeah, I had to fight him with one hand because I was injured, but I can tell that he really liked that. And he also said, I'm gonna prove to y'all that he's really like that, because I guarantee you that none of these other fighters that was running their mouth will step up and fight him. And ever since De Los Santos got in there with Shakur Stevenson, you have not heard one fighter call De Los Santos out. You ain't heard one fighter be willing to step up and fight Edwin De Los Santos. And like I said, per Edwin De Los Santos team, Gervonta Tank Davis chose to go the opposite route. Gervonta Davis chose to go the opposite route. You chose to fight a Lamont Roach. People the boxing fans would have much rather seen him fight Edwin De Los Santos, because you got something to compare, right? If he had a win out, fought Edwin De Los Santos, if he get a knockout by Edwin De Los Santos, then you know what the Tankamaniac's gonna say. Shakur wasn't hurt. Look what Tank did to him. Look what Tank did to him. But see, Tank wasn't willing to take that chance. And it's a reason why he wasn't willing to take that chance. I do think that Tank could stop Edwin De Los Santos. Yeah, I would favor Tank to stop Edwin De Los Santos, but I would also wouldn't be surprised if Edwin De Los Santos put hands on Tank and hurt him and stopped him. And that's not a chance that Tank was willing to. That ain't a chance that Tank was willing to take. Ain't the chance he was willing to take. Ray Davis, what's happening with it, Ray? And I'm finna drop a link in a minute. I'm finna drop a link and we gonna get to cooking. So what time is it? Yeah, I'm gonna drop a link and we can cook. And then my man Cuddy Hendricks, salute, man. Salute. Appreciate, man, the super chat, man. Appreciate the support. So I think David, my man Jackson, to answer your question, I think he would have got credit. You can't, you know what I'm saying? If he go out there and starch Edwin De Los Santos, how can you not give him credit? Tron says, I don't like the Tank fight, but I'd rather him break bread with someone from the DMV instead of a Latino fighter. I could see where you coming from saying that, right? I could see where you coming from saying that, right? But my thing is that, and I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but my thing is that I don't think he did it for that purpose. I don't think he did it for that purpose. I don't think he did it to break bread, you know what I'm saying, with somebody from the DMV area. I don't. I think he did it because it's a fight. It's a great matchup for him. It's a fight to where he can go out and do what he do. He can go out and look spectacular. And he don't have to take a big risk, and you could, get a bag without having to take a big risk. Looking at the people that was available, he like, I'm gonna take this. De Los Santos is still a black man. Whether he Latino or not, he's still a black man. So if we're going to go that route, Edwin De Los Santos, his hair nappy just like mine and yours, and his skin the same color as ours. So if you want to go that route and say that he doing it to break bread with another black man or somebody, you said, my bad, you said from the DMV. You said from the DMV. It could have been. If that was the case, then he would be running the fade with a Keyshawn Davis or in a Shakur Stevenson afterwards. But he obviously made it clear that ain't the case. He said that he's not in it for legacy. He don't care about fighting these fighters that y'all want to see him fight. He in it to run a bag up and to get out. And another thing, when you make the statement that you make, right? If he fights a Lamont Roach, he don't have to pay Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach probably ain't never made over $200,000 in his career in one fight. So you don't have to pay Lamont Roach, meaning that whatever the event does, you pay Lamont Roach a small fraction of that. Tank pockets the rest of the money with Leonard Ellaby, you know what I'm saying, and the rest of his team. And you don't have to take a big risk. You could do the same thing with Edwin De Los Santos. You don't have to pay Edwin De Los Santos huge money like that, but it's a bigger risk than fighting the Lamont Roach that's moving up from a whole different weight division that can't even dominate the 130-pound weight division that he in. Lamont Roach ain't even the best at 130. Let me say what I'm saying again. Lamont Roach ain't even the best fighter at 130 pounds. So what risk is he taking? None at all. Ron 202 says, so Edwin is not the same as Pitbull got famous as being beat. Pitbull did get famous from being beat. You know why Pitbull got famous from being beat? Because everybody wanted to run with a false narrative and close their eyes to what they saw from Pitbull. You ain't never seen Pitbull look special, right? Everybody wanted to run with a false narrative because Pitbull fought Tank and gave Tank a good fight. Then everybody wanted to make Pitbull like he was him. Pitbull is this and Pitbull was that because he fought Tank and he went the distance with Tank. When did Pitbull, who had Pitbull beat for y'all to say these things? Anybody looked at Pitbull that know boxing know that Pitbull was always a one-dimensional fighter. People dismissed the fact that Pitbull fought on the undercard of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and should have lost to Giovanni Cabrera, a C-level fighter. Come on, man. Because people want to run with narratives that cater to their favorite fighters. But let me drop this link. Flyer Frequency. Salute. That Tank had one hand versus Pitbull. I can't tell you that you a lie. I can't call you a liar, but it ain't all the way the truth. Because like I said, I studied that fight. I made a video about it. No bias at all. And I gave y'all what I saw. I didn't only study that fight. My man Woke went back and studied that fight. Nick J went back and studied that fight. Because to tell the truth, Nick J and Woke, they the ones that made me go back and study Gervonta Davis and Pitbull. Because I was like the rest of y'all. I only had watched that fight one time and I went along with what everybody was saying, right? Tank only had one hand. Tank was hurt. If Tank had two hands, it would have been nasty for Pitbull. But when I went back and watched that fight, I didn't see that. Tank didn't just have one hand. He had one hand from the middle of the 10th round on. He only fought with one hand from the middle of the 10th round on. Before he hurt his hand, and like I said, he might have had aggravated his hand. See, what y'all don't understand is I'm not saying that Tank didn't aggravate his hand in camp. He could have aggravated his hand in camp and then re-aggravated it in the fight. But when he re-aggravated his hand, it was in the 10th round, the middle of the 10th round. But we like to run with narratives that fits our favorite fighter. And I know I know at what minute mark he hurt his hand, because he clearly showed that he hurt his hand. And before that, he was punching with full power and full speed the whole fight with both of his hands. So that whole lie about Tank only fought that fight with one hand and he was hurt throughout that whole fight, and that's false. It's a lie. I mean, it's a lie. Y'all gonna run with the lie because that's what y'all want to hear. But still, with all that being said, Tank is better than Pitbull. He's better than Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? But you can't fight Pitbull the same way that you fight the rest of these fighters, because you gotta. And he learned that you have to fight Pitbull different. You got to box Pitbull. You got to use your footwork, right? You got to pivot. You got to turn him. You got to make him look stupid, right? Because he's a one-dimensional fighter. You got to fight him off the back foot. And once Gervonta Davis hurt his hand, he actually made the fight easier against Pitbull because he only had one hand. And so then he started using his boxing skills. And that's when he showed that he was on a different level than Pitbull. That's when he was forced to have to fight Pitbull different from he was fighting Pitbull, throughout the fight before that. He started boxing Pitbull and he outboxed him easily, I think he had a hard time for a little bit in the 11th round because he was basically trying to adjust to having to fight with one hand, and then he dominated, and then he went on to dominate the 12th round. Tron says only person I believe had one hand is Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell definitely only fought with one hand, and I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, I mean, your eyes is what you see. We saw Shakur fight Edwin De Los Santos with one hand. You know what I'm saying? People will try to tell you, people will try to want to make you believe, well, he only fought with one hand because he was scared to get hit. Like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my whole entire career. Like, first of all, we seen that man knuckle swole all the way to here before the fight. We seen it, and then we seen him go in there and he fought with one hand until like the 12th round, and he just, started letting both of his hands go. And that's when he put Edwin De Los Santos on his back foot and made it look easy. But I mean, you can't deny what you see. When you that's why I said I had to go back and watch Tank and Pitbull, because Nick J and Woke was telling me what I thought I saw wasn't what I really saw. So I went back and watched it, and what I saw was Tank fighting with two hands throughout the whole fight. Tank throwing both of his hands with full power, full speed up into the 10th round. That's just what it is. But anyway, man, what I want to do now is I'm finna drop this link because a whole bunch of Gervonta Davis meat mushers, y'all was crying like some all out, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was crying, man. Y'all was crying like some children throwing temper tantrums, because I came out and I dropped the news to y'all that Bob Arum is going to Dazn. Yeah, it's happening. Top Rank is going to Dazn because their contract after July, the contract with ESPN is up and they parting ways, and they got a deal to where they'll be going to Dazn. And what that means is all of the major promotional companies will be under one banner. All the promotional companies besides PBC will be all under one banner. Everybody gonna be under the same banner as the Golden Boy, Top Rank, Matchroom, Queensberry Promotions. They all gonna be under one banner. Those are all of the big promotional companies, except for one. It's the PBC. And I told y'all, PBC is gonna have to shit or get off the pot, because what this means is that it puts pressure on the PBC to join forces, to go to Dazn, or eventually they're not gonna be able to compete. They're not gonna be able to compete because, yeah, they still have great talent like David Benavidez. They still got Gervonta Davis for right now, right? But he talking about retiring. They still got great talent, but the most of their talent, like the Errol Spencers, he bowed out the door. The Charlos, they damn near out the door, and they don't have enough fighters to put on event after event of great fights and compete with what Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dazn is doing over there with all of them promotional companies in one banner. That's just what it is. And so when I told him that, I also told him that means that for all the Gervonta Davis meat mushers, right, that pray, right, and that get off on Tank Davis, saying that Tank don't have to fight none of these guys and Tank can do what he want, and watching Tank, right, watching these fighters wait around to get a big fight for Tank, that's coming to an end. These fighters are now going to be able to fight each other and make big fights with each other. They don't have to worry about waiting around for a Gervonta Davis fight. That shit is coming to an end. And Tank, he either going to have to retire or he going to have to jump on board and fight these dudes. The jig is up. He either going to have to retire or fight these guys. The blueprint, it worked. That's one thing I gotta admit. When all them years that Leonard Ellaby was telling y'all, oh, we got a blueprint for Tank, we got a plan for Tank, it worked. But after Lamont Roach, after this Lamont Roach fight, he might get a he might get a Ryan Garcia fight, and then the jig is up. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. The jig is up. So it's shit in 2025. It's either you gonna shit or you're gonna have to get up off the pot. You're gonna have to get up out the game. You see what I'm saying? They've been playing the real boxing fans for years, and it's over with. And to me, it ain't just about the PBC, because the PBC have put on great boxing events. I hope that the PBC do get on board and join, up with Dazn. But if they don't, they're whatever network the PBC go to, they're not going to be able to compete with all of these big promotional companies in the big events that they're gonna put on. You're gonna see another year of getting 4 or 5 boxing events, and then that shit it's gonna die out. That's just business sense. Uptown Boy says, boy, y'all love to put Tank in the title. Hey, I mean, like I said, I told y'all, I didn't sugarcoat it. I said I'm here to make all the Tankamaniacs bite blood out your bottom lip. I told you what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? I put it in your face. I'm here to make you bite blood out your bottom lip. You know, I know that Tankamaniacs are the most emotional, obsessed human beings in all the sports. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's a lot of people because of Tank Davis, they became PBC fanatics. So when you hear news like this, they live in denial. Y'all ignorant enough to think that PBC can, they can stay on their own and just put on in-house fights and compete with these other promotional companies. You got to be a retarded idiot to think that. Like, how retarded can you be to think that they're going to be able to compete with Matchroom, Top Rank, Golden Boy, Queensberry Promotions, and all of these big promotional companies that a lot of these fighters are leaving and going to? They got talent on top of talent on top of talent, and they can put on big events damn near every week. And you think that PBC that have no budget with Amazon Prime can compete with them? I'm hearing people saying, have you heard about PBC going to Pro Box? Bro, are y'all serious? Like, shout out to Pro Box, right? Shout out to Pro Box, but I really be thinking that some of y'all slow. Man, but y'all ain't heard PBC going to Pro Box? Do y'all really think that Pro Box on YouTube is going to be able to compete with Dazn that's going to have Top Rank, Matchroom, Queensberry, and Golden Boy? Like, come on, man. Like, at least pretend like you got a little bit of common sense. Don Dada says ETB say it's so. It really was true. PBC been going out of business, and they ruined all those fighters on the shelf. Well, I don't want to say that they've been going out of business, right? I don't want to use that. Oh well, PBC been going out of business. What I would say, to be more accurate, is that once all of that money that they initially got, right, in 2015, and then whenever they read up, maybe like in 2018, once all that money from the investing ran out, right, and then Showtime was done with boxing, right? When they went and searched, they couldn't get the deal that they wanted to get, right? And they ended up going on Amazon Prime, but Amazon Prime wasn't willing to put the money, right, in the backing, right? They weren't willing to invest the money with them. They just gave them a platform to where, like, we're not going to give y'all no $500 million, no $1 billion in investing y'all, right? When they couldn't get a deal like that, I want to say that the time started ticking, right? I don't want to say that they've been going out of business for years. I just want to say that the time started ticking, right? Meaning that they back was up against the wall. And then it got worse when Turkey came in the game, and he was able to get all of these other promotional companies to come together and make it happen all under one banner. And now with Top Rank, with Top Rank going to Dazn, it's all bad for the PBC. It's all bad. And now the second part of what you said is that they ruined those fighters on the shelf. Yeah, they ruined a lot of our favorite fighters. Fighters like Errol Spence, they ruined. Now, Errol Spence had a part in that himself because he kept getting injured and the car wreck and things like that. But I think that they had a bigger part in Errol Spence ruining Errol Spence's career, right? I don't want to say they ruined his career, but I don't think he reached the full potential that he should have. Because if they had been able to keep him active, right? Maybe he wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, start doing what he was doing outside the ring. But once you start being inactive and you don't know, you waiting around for 9 and 10 months and 12 months, 15, and then it go to 15 months to 17 months for your next fight to happen. You got too much time on your hands, right? You got Gary Russell. Gary Antoine Russell. He took his first L. Would he ever have took an L if y'all didn't have him sitting on the shelf year after year? Jamal Charlo. Would they be getting into all the trouble that they got into? Would Jamal Charlo be going through all the things that he got into if y'all kept him active and he was fighting 3 times a year? You can't put it all on the PBC, but you had these fighters sitting on the shelf. They got too much time on their hand. Big Dog Willie, salute. He says Bill Haney was capping about ducking. I don't know. I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. You got to put some emphasis on that. I don't know what you're talking about. Carl Brown says, bro, just say Errol Spence lost and you not following him no more. Don't blame it on nobody. What the fuck is you talking about, bro? Like, what in the entire, like, you be saying a lot of shit that don't make no sense. Everybody knows Errol Spence lost. And for you to tell me I'm not following Errol Spence no more, like, what do you even mean by that? Like, what is you talking about, bro? Like, I don't even know how to respond to that because it makes no. Does anybody know? Can anybody make sense of what Carl Brown is saying? He's saying, bro, just say Errol Spence lost and you not following him no more. You said, so that don't make sense. First of all, bro, sense is not spelled S-I-N-C-E. That's a whole different meaning. First of all, you got to spell the shit right, and you're not making any sense at all. Because when did I ever stop following Errol Spence? I'm still a huge fan of Errol Spence. So, yeah, I don't. So, yeah, you're not making sense because I don't understand what you're saying. And everybody know that Errol Spence lost. So, my point was, I'm talking about him reaching his full potential. I'm talking about if these fighters wasn't sitting on the shelf for a year at a time, they don't have so much free time on their hand to do these things, right? Because now they got to focus on being in the gym training, preparing for fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know how to comprehend, you would have comprehended what I was saying instead of just being emotional and typing shit in my chat that don't make no sense. Now, let me drop this link, man. I'm gonna drop this link. Carl Brown, if you grab this link, if you start rambling that ignorant shit you ramble, bro, I'm gonna have to put you on mute. I'm just telling you, bro. Because you like you like too you too overly a fanatic of Tank and the PBC, and you know, like it's you go overboard with the shit, dog. But the link is in the chat. Let me pin this link. Tron says, I do think PBC fighters are paid more and have less mileage, setting the top fighters up for after boxing. Well, PBC fighters in the whole, you can't say that, right? Because they only had a handful of fighters that was really getting paid over at PBC, right? And we know who those fighters were. It was only a handful of fighters. Then you had more fighters that were sitting on the shelf, waiting around, waiting for their time to get shine, right? And then you got to understand, if you only fighting once a year, right, compared to these other fighters, they might initially be getting paid less, but they fighting 3 times a year. And if you only fighting once every 17 months, it's kind of like you got to start doing the math. As far as the mileage, yeah, they definitely got less mileage on them, but what does that matter if you sat on the shelf, you know, and you missed your prime, or you sat on the shelf for most of your prime? I mean, you got to look at all of this shit. You got to look at all this shit. Like, you know, y'all say that y'all act like y'all a huge fan, and I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, Tron, but I'm saying a lot of people, they PBC this and PBC that, and they want to act like they're a huge fan. Y'all want to get to arguing and crying when somebody tell you the facts and the truth. Y'all don't have a problem with your favorite fighter only fighting once a year? Y'all,
hey,
hold on,
hey,
Carl. Carl, hold on. You don't.
All right, calm down, bro, man. Like, you don't gotta act like that, man.
Nah, bro, don't get on here talking about what I'm.
All right. I was just about to ask you something. Like, damn, we all human. We all grown ass men. Not that.
Now, like I said, so what I was saying is before I was interrupted is, if you're a fan of these fighters, you should want to see them, you know, fight more than once a year. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you the truth, when other people like Claymore or Blue, if they tell you the truth, why y'all crying about it? Why y'all, you know what I'm saying? You can't stop what's gonna happen. You crying on under comments and on the internet is not gonna stop the truth from happening. Like when Fred was saying PBC is going out of business and they doing this, and I didn't want to believe that shit at first myself. But I mean, we seeing everything take place. Now, I'm not ever going to tell you that they're going out of business, but they're not going to be able to compete. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to compete. Real talk. He says, I'm just a Shakur stan. Facts. Well, you came in here talking about Shakur, and I ain't been talking about Shakur this whole show, but you came in here talking about Shakur. Now, make that make sense. Make that make sense. You the only one that's in the comments that came in here talking about Shakur. So you must be obsessed. You an obsessed hater. That's what you is. Because ain't nobody talking about Shakur. You came in here talking about Shakur. And you're a Gervonta Davis meat musher. And like I said, I'm on here to make all of the Gervonta Davis sissy meat mushers like yourself bite blood out your bottom lip. I mean, that's just what it is. Now, Carl Brown, let me tell you, before you say something, Carl Brown, I want you to keep that same energy that you had in my comments, right? Because you was disrespectful. So keep that same disrespectful energy that you had in my comments, and I'm going to keep the same energy. So go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, I can say something now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Why it seem like it's an echo? Say something again?
You good?
Oh, all right. All right. No, but my problem always, you acting like this something new. Like, just because, like, when I say something to you, it's always be like every now and then. I don't come at your head like that, bro. Like, and I told you before. Matter of fact,
Just talk about what you're gonna talk. I don't need all of that. You know, you said.
all right, man. Look, you don't gotta look. We over camera. You don't gotta do all that extra shit. Like, I ain't gonna see you. You ain't gonna see me. And if we do, ain't nothing gonna happen.
Hey,
just calm down, bro. Like,
I'm trying to hear all of that. Just say what you're gonna say.
All right, okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm
problem with.
okay. Look. I'm gonna say this. This how I truly feel about you. On some real shit. You started up. Okay, look. Just let me talk. Don't stop me there. I asked you that in the comments. But I asked you this in the comments. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but I'm addressing boxing about the way you address. Okay.
Nobody else. So
man, look.
About boxing, bro. How you feel about the topics that I was talking about, and what do you have a problem with what I'm telling you?
Oh, my whole thing was I see. Then you can't keep that same energy from the West Coast. You get what I'm saying? We can't do that then, because if you gonna ask me about we gonna stay on this topic right here, then it's the topic that we gonna stay on. But if you gonna tell me to bring up something that we were talking about in the comments, then now you understand what I'm talking about. See, I ain't one of them niggas that you can just say something to and they go rapping and getting mad. I ain't mad at all. I'm looking at boxing just like y'all looking at boxing. My only problem was with you was the fact that when y'all quick to put this jacket on somebody and y'all don't like it when somebody try to make it fit on y'all. Like, for real. Because anybody that defends something, it should be something that we seen that we like. It's not the fact that Tank, because with some real shit, Hold
on. I'm not trying to hear all of that. Like I'm trying to hear, right? You had a problem with me telling you what I told you. When I told you that PBC either got to shit or get off the pot, right? Because if they don't join Dazn, like the rest of these promotional companies, they're not going to be able to compete. I also told you that your favorite fighter, Gervonta Davis, is going to have to shit. You had a problem with what I told you. So, like I said, address that.
You gonna make an argument up? You gonna lie like that, bro? You really gonna lie? You told me this? Like, let's be for real. See, look, you can't do that with me, man. Chill. You told me this, Keon.
What are you
talking about? Chill, man. Just chill out. Just say what you got to say, man.
Now, can you address what we're talking about? We doing the whole show talking about all the boxing.
Okay. All right. I just feel that PBC gonna be all right. I just feel like everybody been saying this for years. Like, since I've been looking at boxing, I've been hearing for a long time, PBC going broke. PBC going out of boxing. And every time you hear from a PBC fighter, and let's be for real, we all grown men. So we know that these guys ain't got no gun to their head. Ain't nobody making these guys thank Al Heyman. Al Heyman probably just really treating these guys good. We just don't want to give Al Heyman that credit.
Okay, hold on. Hold that thought real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. Hold that thought. Chase Benjamin. Wait, Chase Benjamin. All that weak ass typing you doing in the comments, pussy ass nigga. All that weak ass pussy typing you doing in the comments, bro. Jump on here, turn your camera on, and talk that shit live, right? Because being behind an avatar and talking big and bad and talking all that shit you talking behind an avatar, when it's a link in the chat, you either gonna talk that shit and pull up and talk it, or you gonna get blocked. So like I said, if you got something to say, the link is in the chat and I pinned it. So you either gonna click that link or you finna get blocked.
Hey, Keon, I'm not nobody. Look, I'm just a regular nigga
and
on.
whoever else too. Now go ahead and say what you were saying.
All right, look. No matter what, how I came off, I ain't know. I'm not. I don't know if you could curse on here, but I'm not a messed up nigga. You feel me? But I'm gonna tell you just like I tell Blue Blood too, man. Like for real. Like it's people like me. No matter what, if I disagree with you or not, I'm a fan of what y'all do. This right here, this ain't easy to do, son. And I seen it. I tried it. I got little skits too on here. But I'm like, I can't do that. So I give y'all niggas mad respect to be able to do this, son. For real, no lie. But I'm gonna say this. Anytime somebody like, oh boy, you just argue in the camera, I mean in the comments talking about what they gonna do to you, you gotta let them dudes say that. Don't get emotional with that, son. Like for real.
Carl. Don't come on my channel talking about what I need to let people do. I need to do whatever the fuck I want.
I'm just talking regular shit, though. That's all. Calm down. You about to bite blood out your bottom lip. You always mad.
Talk about what you were saying in the comments
Okay.
because you was and you had a problem with what I said in the video, dog. That's what you should
But we can't go there. Okay, but we can't go there because you said don't go there. Let's stop trying to sneak around. You can't pull that off for me. What topic we gonna be on?
Oh, hold on.
We gonna talk about?
Hold on. You ain't running shit over here, dog. Okay, now you're not running nothing, bro. You just running your mouth. Now, Carl, just getting back on topic, right? Because no problem is you said that I'm capping and this and that, and you feel that PBC is gonna be all right. You said you feel that all that's cap, PBC gonna be all right, but your whole thing, it wasn't even really about what I said about PBC. You was really mad because I said that the jig with Tank is up. That's what you was really mad about, because I told you that the jig with Tank is up, that he been robbing people with no mask on, right? He been telling y'all for years that the blueprint, they've been telling y'all the Tank blueprint, this and that, and that he been picking and choosing who he fight for years, and that shit, he's not gonna be able to do that no more, because he's either going to have to fight the best fighters or he gonna have to go ahead and retire. That's what it is, bro.
So niggas ain't just duck him?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Can't just duck him, boy.
Let me finish. Hold on. And so, with that being said,
why you muting me?
Because I'm not done talking. It's my channel, nigga.
Telling me I'm pushing you muting niggas.
It's my channel, bitch ass nigga.
You a fucking shit, boy. Your man.
This my channel, bitch ass nigga. Yeah. Sit in the background and wait till I get done. Sit your whole ass in the background and wait till I get done. Now, like I said, the jig is up. It's over with, dog. But if you believe something different, show me it ain't. You think that the PBC can compete with Dazn, Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy? Do you really think that they compete with all these promotional companies that's about to be under one banner, and they got Turkey with all of the money in the world to put on big fight after big fight? How many events they gonna put on? What fights they gonna put on? Go ahead.
All right. I'm just gonna start off like they got probably the two hottest cards coming out right now. Let's say, okay, look, you said what fights are they gonna put on? The same fight that they been saying they're gonna put on, just because 2024 didn't roll out the way y'all. I ain't even gonna say the way y'all want it, because y'all don't want PBC to do good. I don't even care if they do good or not. I just like boxing. But from what I see, I just keep on hearing y'all. I don't even gonna say the y'all keep on repeating yourself year after year after year after year, and then ever since Earl lost, and that's my favorite fighter. Y'all just been like,
how many events
y'all been crashing out, son. Y'all been crashing out.
Hold on. How many events did PBC put on this year, Carl Brown?
Like 4 or 5.
Okay, so you think them putting on 4 or 5 events a year, they can compete with Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy, Queensberry Promotion, You think they can compete with all those promotional companies under one banner and Turkey?
Look, you see how you just did that? You see how you just took their 2024? Look, you see how you took their 2002. Wait. Keon, my bad.
What they did in 2015, nigga? What you mean?
Keon,
What do you
all
mean?
I'm saying is that you see what I'm talking about? Look at this first. Look at this first. Y'all like,
we talking about now. We're not talking about what they did in 2015.
and he told us what we doing on for this year. And they starting off strong. Why you can't just say that's boxing? Because every card that BBC got out right now, you can't say they ain't fire.
Back in the day, it's a different day and age. The whole boxing
I'm not talking about back in the day. You said something.
You said, why am I talking about what they did in 2024? Because nigga, we in 2024. I'm talking about what they're doing now, what they're gonna go on to do in the future. Now, explain to me, bro. It's crazy to you because you the same one that get on Blue Blood channel, right? You get on his panel and say the same shit over and over. That makes no sense.
And I bet you Blue Blood. And look, I bet you Blue Blood. Look,
Davis,
you get me in mind though. Me? Oh, it Tank?
Yeah,
where you get that from?
You.
Now look,
everybody seeing you on the panel.
Look, check this out. Check this out.
Big dog.
What's good?
You ain't even got to get in between this. Have you seen Carl Brown on any other panel crying and defending Tank in the PBC before? Yes or no?
I seen him one time on Blue. I think it was Blue Bloods.
Okay, so why are you trying to act like you don't know what I'm talking about, bro?
What were you talking about? Look, what were you talking about? Hey, yo, big dog, real. Real. Blue Blood, and none of them ain't never called me a liar for anything that I said. I never came in there defending some dumb shit. Like I don't be defending no dumb shit. I always talk about like both sides. I always say Blue Blood. I tell Blue Blood and I tell Clay, and they'll tell you the same old thing.
Hey, Carl Brown. Hold on. What it is that you're more defending Tank Davis more than anybody else, and you let him get away with shit. This is the shit that we've been hearing for the last damn near 2 weeks. I mean, for the last 4 months, ever since he got done with his last fight. You guys been defending him.
And do I not? Hey, big dog, if you be over there, do I or do I not? Keep it real. Now keep it 100. I know you over here on Keon. Do I or do I not always say, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I just feel like I'm right. I said the man that I never said if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
About what I'm trying to say is this. What I'm trying to say is not about you saying you're wrong and right. Maybe you have said this, but I'm just saying to you that you are a staunch defender of Tank, and Tank in your mind in live. He gets away with. Come on, man. You're just doing it. You're doing it right now.
Look what the comment. Look what the conversation going to. Y'all want me to say something that I don't think like the PBC rollout. I just supposed to think that they done. I don't think that they done. I think that they got a lot of boxing, and I believe in the process. That's it. Like I said, I could be 100% wrong about the Tank Davis whole situation. If we're going to believe, and look, tell me, this me defending Tank Davis or this me defending the whole thing about Shakur Stevenson? I said, we're going to believe one side, we're going to believe the other side too. Because if Blue Blood could come out and say that, because I see him paint these pictures, and I said, but what about the other way? That's the only thing I'm doing. And be for real, I never came in here, and I always tell Blue Blood, stop me when I'm lying. If I'm ever lying, just they call Brian. Nobody never called me a liar.
Yeah, bro.
Nobody never called me a liar.
Yeah, all right. Come on, dog. But anyway, back to where we getting at, right? Back to where we're getting at. Explain to me. I want you to explain to me because you keep trying to, talk over the main point, right? And the main point is explain to me how is PBC going to compete with Top Rank, Golden Boy, Matchroom, Queensberry Promotion and Turkey Al-Sheikh with the endless amount of money that he has, how are they going to compete with all of these promotional companies under one banner if they choose to stay on their own side of the street and just put on in-house fights?
All right. This how I think that they're gonna compete. If I was a business like that, I still be doing my fight. And I still, like we all seen already, boxing fans, I still let my fight, I still do deals with them. Is it still a win-win? I still be over here, PBC, we still doing our thing. We just not tying ourselves to them. But we got enough fighters, enough good fighters that we can, like, okay, he want this guy to fight this guy. We not saying we cutting off communication, because that's not what they doing. I ain't hear nobody say they cutting off communication, because PBC fighters fought with your excellency. Like, they fought all together before. I think that's how PBC is gonna roll. They gonna do their own thing. And when you say that biting blood out of people's bottom lip, that's what people doing, because they probably don't like that. And maybe that's what you doing. You probably biting blood out of your bottom lip. Maybe you mad like that too. That you don't like the fact that they gonna do it this way and they gonna still deal with them. It just makes sense. Like, it looks that way. Like, and it's not a bad thing. And nobody can even debunk that and say, like, yo, oh, that sounds stupid. That makes perfect sense. Bob could have did it, but ESPN getting out of the business. But Bob looking for, come on, like, it's not nothing bad either way you put it. We just seen Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn talking, and even though Oscar De La Hoya did have a shit face on, you know what I mean? I seen it. But all I'm saying is that that's how I think PBC still gonna stay doing what they do. They gonna have a platform over here. It's gonna be like $30, $40 for fight. I get that. My thing was with Turkey, I ain't never have a problem with Turkey coming to West Coast, because Turkey did give us more fights. But all I ever asked anybody that I came across, I said, name a fight that Turkey gave you that you asked for. That's all I ever said. So when I just don't like the jacket being placed on me, because this is how I always talk on every platform. I always talk from this knowledge. Like I look at it this way or that way. I never capped. I never lied.
All
nothing.
right.
So
okay,
that's my problem.
All right. So basically, what you said is you think they're gonna compete. Hold on. You gotta put that on me. You think they're gonna compete by staying where they at? You think they still gonna be able to, make fights with these other promotional companies? But the thing is, what you don't understand and how you don't understand the business work, even though you probably been watching this shit, maybe you haven't been noticing, right? What you don't understand is that PBC don't have enough big name fighters to put on enough events year after year to compete with all these other promotional companies. They don't, right? That's why this year, and they don't have nobody putting a budget behind them to put on these big events. That's why Gervonta Davis is pissed off about a lot of shit, because he not getting that $260 million that he thought he was getting, or whatever it may have been. He not getting, when he came out and said that, oh, I'm getting the biggest contract. I'm getting a bigger contract than what Floyd Mayweather's getting. He ain't getting that. You know why? Because they don't have the money to give him that, and he ain't willing to fight the fights that he needs to fight to be able to get that type of money, right? Also,
hey, Keon, but Keon, real quick, them days are over where you can get those big ass pay deals with like Floyd Mayweather's getting. Those days are over.
Yeah, that's what he's not understanding, right? PBC came in the game with a lot of money, and once that money ran out, hey, and once Showtime left, you don't have the budget behind. They don't have the budget behind them. They don't have
pay-per-views not selling like that no more. That's the whole thing.
That's what I'm trying to tell these dudes, but they get so emotional, they just want to cry and well, man, because all they think about is tank. Bro, they don't have enough tanks under the PBC. They don't have enough Gervonta Davis under the PBC
or Canelos or nothing like that. There's only two of them.
And Canelo's not signed with them. He go back and forth as he
he does go back and forth. Yeah.
So what I'm saying, right? Like this year, when you say, "Oh, why are you talking about 2024?" Because we got to talk about what's present. The present. They don't have the money behind them, right? Amazon wasn't willing to put that budget behind them. That's why when they told y'all was gonna get 13 shows in 2024, Big Dog Willie, answer this question for me.
What's up, bro?
13 shows in 2020. Did we get 13 events in 2024?
It was something like that. It was something high.
Hey,
And they're
Keon,
supposed to
can I
pay all
jump
this.
out and jump back in?
Hold on, Carl Brown. Hold on.
Bluetooth not working because I ain't got a phone.
Hold on.
Okay, that you good. We hear you.
So I remember the whole thing. Amazon has all this money. They're like a $25 billion company or whatever they're saying, 200 trillion, whatever they're talking about. And I remember he said they have all this money, but nothing came up of it. We had like 4 or 5 events, if at most.
Yeah, but when you tell these people what's going down, they see what's going down, they still want to live in denial, right? You're not going to compete with a mega enterprise like Dazn that got billions and billions of dollars, and then they got Turkey over there that got endless amount of money to do whatever and put on whatever event that he want to put on, right? So eventually, if you don't get on board, whether y'all like it or not, hey, shit is gonna die out, and these fighters are gonna continue to leave, and before you know it, it ain't gonna be no more PBC.
Yeah.
Before you know it ain't gonna be no more. So yeah,
and where's Al Heyman at anyway? Where's Al Heyman at?
So my whole thing is, they back ends up against the wall. You motherfuckers crying because this is the truth. Like, I'm sorry that y'all don't like the truth. It ain't gonna change anything. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna stop anything because y'all want to get out in the comments and talk slick and cry. Like that shit don't matter. It is what it is. And with that being said, man, Gervonta Davis. The reason I put him in it is because it's either he going to have to retire or he gonna have to fight these big fights in order to get the that he wants.
For less. That's the thing about it.
You know what I'm saying?
They're all picking and choosing shit that he's doing. Nobody cares about that no more.
Because all of these other fighters, they all under the same banner. So all these other fighters with Turkey's money, they don't have to wait around for Tank no more. Like, oh well, fuck it. If we make the same money fighting Tank, if we're gonna make the same money if we fight each other, even more than we was fighting Tank, we don't need him no more. If he ain't willing to fight, and then what that does,
that's what they don't understand.
Yes, and then what that does is that makes him shit or get off the pot because it puts him in a situation to where, damn, in order to get the amount of money that I want to get, I'm gonna have to fight one of these fights. I'm gonna have to fight one of these guys or retire. Now, granted, he gonna get a he'll get a granted he may get a fight with Ryan Garcia. But bruh, after that, if you ain't fighting one of these, we know who the names are that we want to see. You ain't gonna make that type of money. And I think he realizes that.
He knows that.
It's closing in. He realizes that the business over at PBC ain't like it once was. Shit is changing. Shit is changing. And the fanatic fans, like Carl Brown and like the rest of y'all are living in denial. So when somebody come and explain this shit to y'all, what's going on, y'all want to cry and talk tough in the comments, and like that shit funny to me because I'm not on here for you to like me. I don't give a fuck if a sheep ass nigga don't like me. You think I wake up in the morning like, man, let me see what these obsessed fanatics, man, but they don't like. I don't give a fuck. Like motherfucker be in my comments, man. I don't even like you no more. I used to like you, man. I hate you. Like, bro, you think I give a fuck about that shit? Like, come on, man. Y'all live off the internet. Real talk. But I'm just telling y'all the truth. So if me telling the truth is making y'all bite blood out your bottom lip, well, call me Mr. Bite Blood Out Your Bottom Lip. Straight up and down.
Y'all hear you, man. I hear you.
It's coming to an end, dog, and they don't want to realize that shit. It's either shit or get off the pot. And I told people early this year, 2025, it's going to be shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm marinating this meat, so I can't have my chicken grease all over my phone. But they don't understand it. I mean, Carl Brown, you can speak on this in a minute, but it's them days are over. People streaming the shit, illegally streaming the pay-per-views and Tank knows this shit. That's why he's like talking about retiring. He don't want to fuck with. It's too much work for him, and you have to play by somebody else's drum. He can't. The Floyd Mayweather days are over, and they've been over since. Who's the only person doing it? Jake Paul.
So let me answer this question, Tron, and I don't want to interrupt you, Tron, because he asked me. So does that mean Floyd fails if the PBC fail? I'm not gonna say that they failed, bruh. Like they did what they did, right? They gave boxing fans a lot of big fights. You know, they gave us big moments. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that shit is coming to an end if they don't join. Now, as far as when it comes to Floyd, he says Floyd is PBC, right? Yeah, Floyd was a big investor in PBC. His money was in that shit. And from what I'm hearing is that, I don't know if it's true, but, you know, people been talking about rumors for a long time that Al Heyman owed Floyd a lot of money from the money that he invested in that shit. I don't know if that's true. Really,
He does.
I can't. Yeah. I'm saying I've been hearing that shit. I can't really speak on that because that's, you know, I don't like. But
there'll be no PBC without Floyd, though. I mean, for real. Be honest with you.
But you see, but when you talk about this, right? When have you seen Floyd involved with anything with boxing? He ain't been involved. Like, when have you seen TMT promotions and all of that? You haven't seen none of it. So Floyd is kind of like, I think Floyd is kind of like out of that space. Like Floyd is kind of like, okay, I didn't took my L, but Floyd got so many other business venues that he ain't worried about that boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he would like to be able to recoup the money that he lost. But hey, he not worried about that shit because Floyd got billions and billions invested into other business ventures that you know, that is he ain't worried about that shit. So anyway, man.
All right, I'm gonna get off of here, Keon.
Yeah.
All right, Carl Brown, you gotta take care.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Good looking, big dog. Dundada says PBC a lot of people money, including fighters. PBC owe a lot of people money, including fighters. My man Cloud B, my man AB says and pay-per-view with Turk just a dub, can't beat that. Yeah. They only charging, you know what I'm saying? They only charging you $20 for their pay-per-views. You think PBC gonna be able to compete with, like, y'all, like some of y'all, man, it's just like, it's sad how much grown ass men want to hold on to something and live into denial, man. It's just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I heard a nigga in my comments talking about I'm a self-hating coon. I'm a self-hating coon, and I don't like my own. I hate my own people because I told y'all that PBC either gonna have to join forces with the rest of them, or they gonna have to, you know, basically the shit gonna sink. That shit, y'all funny, man. Y'all funny. It is what it is. Tron, I appreciate you, dog. He said, and they over there charging $100 for Canelo versus Baby Charlo. Right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all complaining about what Turkey doing, but are y'all really paying $100 to see some of these events that's been put on? Like, and the funny thing to me, it's the black fans that's crying. It's the black fans that's crying when PBC put on more fights with Hispanics versus Hispanics than any other promotional company. But y'all screaming the black man and the black man this and the black man that, and don't even have sense enough to know what you watching. Make that shit make sense to me. Can anybody make that shit make sense? Top Rank put on more events with black fighters than any promotional company, and y'all talking about, man, PBC for the black fighters, man, the black men. Come on, man. If y'all even knew, the main investors in PBC ain't even black. Dummy. Like, come on, man. Y'all sick. And so that's why y'all need to stop worrying about what promotional company it is and meat mushing certain promotional companies because they got one fighter that you obsessed with, and more so worry about what events we getting as a boxing fan as a whole. But yeah, man, the jig is up. The shit is up. Carl Brown, you couldn't explain to me how PBC is going to compete because you said a whole bunch of shit that didn't make no sense. PBC is not going to be able to stay over where they are because if all of those promotional companies, first of all, when you look at big name fighters that PBC have, right? When you look, let's just keep it real because I'm going to break this shit down for you, right? PBC don't have Canelo. Canelo is able to go where he want when he want. So when you talk about big name fighters, right? You got Errol Spence, he pretty much going out the door. You know what I'm saying? He told everybody he got maybe one more fight left in him. He said that. So when I tell you that he going out the door, don't cry because he said it, right? You got Gervonta Davis that told you that he retiring after 2025, right? We know that Gervonta Davis fight who he want to fight, and he ain't going to fight the guys that real boxing fans really want to see him fight. That's a fact. So, once again, what big name fighters do PBC have on their roster that can compete with Top Rank and all the fighters they got, Golden Boy, Matchroom, and Queensberry Promotion all under one banner? They got David Benavidez, and in order for David Benavidez to get a big fight, David Benavidez got to fight a fighter that's under the banner of Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dazn. That's Arthur Bitterbeef or Dmitry Bivol. Dummy. So once again, what fighters is PBC gonna have left on their banner that have a big name that they can make fights with, that's gonna be able to compete with all these promotional companies under one banner? Make it make sense. Free Smoke say, so they all go over to DAZN and with Turkey, and they start paying all these fighters way less because it's no competition. Then what? Then you just didn't make no sense. You said they all go over to Dazn. They start paying fighters way less because there's no competition. Who is it not competition for? I don't understand what you're talking about. Because if all of these promotional companies, it's not if, it's a done deal. All these promotional companies under one banner, it's all of the competition. All of the competition, it's under the same banner. So I don't understand what you're saying, bro. But appreciate the super chat, but I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not worried about what they paying who. All the competition will be under the same banner. That's what you're not understanding. My man A1 says, I'm confused why people are so much about promotional companies. Just make the fight I want to see and I'll pay for it. Exactly, bro. But they crying because they're, oh man, PBC, man. Like, come on, man. I just broke it down to you. And ain't nobody been able to name what fighters. Nobody has been able to name to me what fighters will PBC have under their banner that have big names to where they can make big fights. If Tank is going to be retired and Canelo move with any promotional company he want to go to. And we all know that Canelo's not going to fight nobody that we want to see him fight anyway. Like, if you can't see that shit, you blind. You said, Free Smoke says, I'm asking if they all under one banner, they can start paying them less, right? No. Keith Newman says, Keyshawn Davis, bro. Keyshawn Davis is a top rank fighter. Top Rank is moving to Dazn. So can't nobody give me no PBC fighters. Now, to answer Free Smoke's question, saying that he's asking if all is under one banner, they can start paying them less. First of all, bro, if we get in the fights that we want to see, it's not for me to be worried about what they're getting paid. Second of all, no, they can't start paying them less because the whole point is, in order to get the fights that we want to get, we've seen that Turkey has been paying these fighters to fight each other. But if you're not willing to fight the fights that the fans want to see, then they're not going to pay you. Simple as that. That's why, once again, I said that Gervonta Davis, the jig is up with him. And he realizes that. That's why he's sad and crying about it, because he realizes that the blueprint is coming to an end. He's not going to be able to make the amount of money that he thought he was going to be able to make with just fighting anybody. In order for him to make big money like he want to make, he got to fight the Keyshawn Davises, the Shakur Stevensons. He got to take these risks. And he not in the game for that. So, I mean, that's just what it is. So, in order for the, it's crazy, right? What's crazy to me, like I said before, man, I remember when all the fans and the content creators was complaining about the size of the streets, right? How we was always talking about how we wish we could get everybody under one banner. That was like a daily topic at one point, right? Because if we got everybody under one banner, then we could get the fights that we want to see. Now that is happening, but the PBC fanatics and the Tank Davis meat mushers don't, now y'all complaining and coming up with excuses. Well, man, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Man, they going to do this. And I thought this is what we asked for. Like, I could have swore that's what we asked for years. Now we getting it. And I'm telling y'all that, hey, It's only one promotional company as of right now, big promotional company. I'm talking about the big promotional company. It's only one promotional company, big promotional company, that haven't jumped on board. And if they don't jump on board, they're not going to be able to compete. They're not going to be able to compete. It's just like the UFC. Well, you know what? I'm going to make a better analogy, right? When WWE, professional wrestling, when WWE bought up everything, right? When they got everybody under one banner, the other wrestling promotions, they couldn't compete with WWE because they monopolized and they got everybody else under one banner to where it wasn't no way of competing with them. They blew the competition out of what? They blew the competition out. And that's what's happening. What Dazn is doing. They got everybody under one banner. And if you're not under that banner, you're not going to be able to compete on a high level. What y'all don't understand about that? UFC wouldn't be a horrible analogy because who's been able to compete with the UFC? You had Strike Force. What happened to Strike Force? Oh, yeah, it ain't no such thing as Strike Force because they can't compete with the UFC. Now you got the PFL. Can the PFL compete with the PFC? I mean, with the UFC? Hell no. So I could have used UFC as an analogy, but I used the WWE instead. The real Free Smoke says, ETB, some of these fans don't know nothing about business or boxing. They just be talking. Yeah, bro, they just be talking because they get in their emotions and they still want to live in 2015. Remember when 2015, when PBC rolled out and we were getting to see AB, Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, a young Gervonta Davis, like PBC was running the game, bro. But it ain't 2015 no more. It's not 2019 no more. Y'all still living and trying to hold on to something that is not going to be no more. They showed y'all that, put it in your face this year. They gave y'all 4 or 5 events this whole year. They put it in your face, showed you what it was, and you're still in denial. Carl Brown says, just because you said it, it don't mean it's not. I mean, bro, you all right, man. Jason Williams, bro. Let me break this down to you. You said because nobody beat Ngannou, dude fought 2 boxing matches and earned more doing that than his whole UFC career. He's one person. He's one person, bro. Just because one person was able to earn more money than he did his whole UFC career, what the fuck does that have to do with any other promotional company competing with UFC? That's a whole fucking enterprise and entity. Like, make it make sense. You didn't even make any sense, the analogy that you made. We're talking about one promotional company being able to compete with all of these other promotional companies. Francis Ngannou can't compete with the UFC as one. Like, come on, man. Y'all be acting like y'all slow sometime, bro. Bro, like, what is we talking about? Ask Val, what's happening with it, Val? He said, they slow, bro. Let him do them. Man, he said the epitome of stupidity. Like, man, it's just like, I don't understand. Like, what is you talking about, bro? You gave me an analogy and said that Francis Ngannou made more money than he made his whole UFC career. Okay, does Francis Ngannou own a mixed martial art? Does Francis Ngannou own his own, company? Like, what is we talking about? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Like, what that got to do with the price of tea in China? Mr. Blue says the PBC has the biggest name in boxing. Okay, well then, let Gervonta Davis fight Gervonta Davis. We got Tank versus Tank. Who else do you got? Who else do the PBC got? Who else the PBC got? Since everybody wanna meet Mush Tank and right in. Oh man, okay, well, who else do the people? They got the biggest name in boxing. Okay, well, we want to see Tank fight his own shadow. Since y'all are in denial and don't think that, and still think that the rest of these companies compete. My man said Jamal Charlo. You said Jamal Charlo, bro? Hold on. Bro, you said Jamal Charlo? Let me ask you this question, bro. You said Jamal Charlo. Bro, Jamal Charlo haven't been in a meaningful fight in 5 years. And you here telling me that I told you to name me some big names that PBC got to where they can make these fights with each other. And you told me Jamal Charlo? So who can Jamal Charlo? You said Jamal Charlo, right? And we can say Jermell Charlo too, if you want to change it to Jermell, because Jamal didn't work well for you, or maybe you meant to say Jermell and you said Jamal. But we can say Jermell Charlo. Who can Jermell Charlo fight over on the PBC and make a big fight? I got somebody, but I want you to name somebody. Who can Jermell Charlo fight under the PBC banner? Under the PBC banner to make a big fight? We know Jermell ain't fighting Errol Spence. That would be a huge fight, but that's not happening. So who can Jermell Charlo fight that's under the PBC banner and make a big fight? Champion. That's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all living in 2015, man. You said Boo Boo Andrade, bro. Jermell and Boo Boo, that fight was supposed to happen way back in 2015, and it fell out. Last time I checked, that was 10 years ago. Jermell Charlo and Boo Boo Andrade is not a big fight no more, dog. Y'all gotta stop living in the past. This is a perfect example of y'all still trying to hold on to the past. J Bean, Jermell Charlo and Carlos Adames is not a big fight. Nobody don't give a fuck about seeing Jermell Charlo and Adames. You know who's a big fight for Jermell Charlo? Terrence Crawford is a huge fight for Jermell Charlo. You know who Terrence Crawford is with? Turkey Al-Sheikh. Like, come on, let's be real. This man said Brian Castano. This man said Brian Castano. When Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo already fought twice. Years ago. We ain't seen Brian Castano fight in probably 4 years. And you saying how is Brian Castano a name when my lady sitting here typing right in front, she don't even know who Brian Castano is. But you sit here telling me that Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo is a big fight that the PBC can put. Come on, bro. Like, y'all gotta stop, man. Is you trolling me? You gotta be trolling me, bro. Mr. Blue says Plant and Jamal. I like that fight. I love that fight. But Jamal, is he willing to fight Caleb Plant? Because 2 years ago, that fight was huge. Plant, we going on 3 years, and Caleb Plant is still calling out Jamal Charlo. And it ain't happened yet. See, y'all prove my point. Anthony Johnson said, we ain't seen Brian in 10 years. And this man talking about Brian Castano. See, y'all prove my point. Y'all couldn't give me enough names to move no type of needles. My whole point was, yeah, the PBC might be able to put on a couple big cards to where we like, but bro, eventually they don't have enough talent over there. They don't have enough big names to compete. I don't know why y'all trying to argue. Like, common sense. This shit should be common sense. Like, you don't even have to know boxing to know that, okay, if Top Rank, Dazn, Golden Boy, Matchroom, Top Rank, Golden Boy, Matchroom, and Queensberry, and I might be missing somebody. They all under one banner. And then we look at all the fighters that they got. And y'all think that PBC can compete with that? They can continue to put on big fights amongst each other. That's what I'm saying. They don't need. They're not in a space to where they gonna no longer need PBC. PBC eventually they're not gonna be able to continue to put their guys against each other, so they're gonna run out of shit. You see what I'm saying? But y'all don't. I guess y'all can't comprehend that. And a lot of PBC's talent that they had, they left. They went to Pro Box. They went to Dazn. Some of them went to Golden Boy. And now you got Top Rank, bro, with all of the fighters and talent that they got. That's going to be joining forces after July. Come on, man. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, I guess only boxing fans, man. Only boxing fans. TM says, let's keep it real. A lot of PBC fighters jumping ship. They gonna get mad at you saying that. Jay Bean says you gotta resurrect Keith Thurman and Tim Zoo. That's what I'm saying, bro. Y'all living in the past. Don't nobody want Keith Thurman been out of the ring. Shit. Well, last time Keith Thurman fought, 2021. And then Tim Zoo just got the meat knocked out his taco. Don't nobody care. That's not a big fight. Like, that ain't a big fight. And then TM made a big point. And I'm not trying to shit on PBC. I'm trying to say that they need to join forces or it's going to get real, real ugly for them. He said they don't have no big name prospects. Vito Milanicki ain't it. Like, they don't. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? What devastating prospects does PBC have? They don't, because fighters are not going to the PBC. They looking at that shit and they like, I'm going over there to sit on the shelf. I'm not signing with the PBC to sit on the shelf. Tron says Moulton. When you see Carmel Moulton fight, he been fighting on every other card that's not a PBC card, dog. Carmel Moulton is signed under and the reason why is because Carmel Moulton is signed under Floyd Mayweather, TMT Promotions. And we don't even know if it's a TMT promotion because they haven't put on a fight event in years. So what they've been doing, what Floyd has been doing with Carmel Moulton, he been letting him fight. He fought on like shit. He been fighting on other people's cards. Nah, Carmel Moulton he fought on like I think Gillian Wallow had some shit. Danny Garcia had some shit he fought on. He fought on what was that shit with when they had Ryan Garcia brother and Amato Vargas. You know what I'm saying? Whatever promotional company that was. Like, he been fighting on other people's cards. You ain't seen him on no PBC card. But A1 says, I had 3 kids since the last time Keith Thurman fought somebody. That's how you know it's bad. Right, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they made my point. But if you ask them, they in the comments cooking. Ain't nobody made a point yet. They talking about Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo. Like, bro, that fight happened years ago. Like, what is we talking about? Talking about Boo Boo and Charlo. Like, bro, that was 10 years ago. People want to see that fight. That's why, man, it's getting bad. And a lot of these, like I said, a lot of the names that PBC had, they getting older, man. That's why it was important for my man David Benavidez to get that Canelo fight. Because if he had got that Canelo fight, he would have became the face of boxing. And, you know, he do all his business with PBC. And that could have kept them on board. That could have kept them to where, like, okay, you still got Tank. Now you got David Benavidez, right? But David wasn't able to get that fight, unfortunately, because Canelo know what it is. He wasn't gonna pass that torch. Because I believe that if David was able to get that fight with how likable he is, he speaks fluent Spanish and English, right? He can appeal to both sides. Canelo can speak, you know, both now, but for a long time he didn't. He appeals to both sides, and he's willing to fight anybody. I believe that he could have came an even bigger star than Canelo, because not only would have took all of Canelo's fan base, You know what I'm saying? Like everybody would have jumped on board. And that shit would have helped out PBC a lot because now you got the face of boxing, the real face of boxing that's willing to fight everybody on your side. Bro, you like, bro, I'm gonna give you the crown for coming up with the most ignorant comments back to back to back. The stupidest shit. Like you didn't already said some dumb shit, and then you gonna come back with more dumb shit. You said wrong. When Bivol beat Canelo, did he become the face of boxing? Flawed logic. Bro, Bivol is a fucking foreign fighter that's from Russia that barely speak English, that's not even promoted like that. How can you compare Bivol beating Canelo to Benavidez beating Canelo? Like, are you just thinking about what stupid shit can I say next? What the fuck is you talking about? Like that, how can you even make that comparison? Do you got any type of like business boxing knowledge at all? That was the stupidest shit you could have said in the comments. And you already been on the roll. And then gonna tell me I'm wrong. I have a flawed logic. Like, what was your point of even saying that shit, bro? Come on, dog. Hey. Anyway, man. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, Canelo knew it. If Benavidez had got that fight, that would have changed things for him, because Benavidez is right there on the verge of becoming a mega superstar already. You know what I'm saying? It's just he needs that big name. Canelo, he was able to become a mega superstar because he had that name, right? He was able to fight Floyd, even though he lost, but then he was able to come back. And you know who he fought? He was able to get all of the Mexican fan base when he beat up Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. They all left Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and went to Canelo, right? Then he was able to get that Gennady Golovkin fight. So he was able to get those names. Benavidez is yet to get that big, huge name. He got Caleb Plant, and that made him bigger. But David Morrell is a hell of a fighter. He on that level as a fighter, but he ain't that big, huge name. My bad. I missed your last comment. Yeah, exactly, A1. Real talk, man. And it's like, it's crazy. But we bring Carl Brown back up. Let me get ready to get my Excedrin. Go ahead, Carl.
What's good, bro? I was saying in the back, I thought you could hear me. I don't know how this works, but I thought you could hear me in the back. I was trying to say, like, out of all due respect, without Terrence Crawford, name some names they got over there. Same way you just did with PBC. I'm just saying, name some names, some big names that they got over there. And you shouldn't have to think so hard, because you said that it's a stable. It's a whole bunch. You get what I'm talking about? There's not too many names out there, but it's fights that we want to see, and familiar faces is what we hear over on PBC.
You asked me to name some names, and then you immediately told me it wasn't no names.
No, I I'm trying to I'm telling you to name some names and don't mention Terrence Crawford. And I'm just letting you know I bet it be hard. My bad for going so my bad. I'm just letting you know that same way you saying PBC ain't got no names, which I doubt. But I'm saying name some names.
First
Just name some names.
First of all, I never said that PBC don't have no names. You ain't never heard me say that, right? I said they don't have enough big names to make fight after fight with each other. That's what I said. Also, how are you gonna tell me to name some names that fights under the Dazn Turkey Al-Sheikh banner, and then tell me I can't name Terrence Crawford? Like, what type of shit? Name some names and then say you can't name Terrence Crawford. What are you talking about? But anyway, they got Terrence Crawford, they got Shakur Stevenson, they got Virgil Ortiz, they got Tyson Fury, they got Bivol, they got Canelo be fighting over there because he go back and forth between them and PBC whenever he feel like it. They got, we could go on and on. We could go on and on. They got so many names. Like I said, we're talking about. They got Ryan Garcia. What the fuck do you mean? Can I name names? They got Jaron Ennis. Like, what you mean? Can I name names? Like, we could go on and on. I can name names all day. Now they got Anui because Anui is with Top Rank. Yeah, I made you look stupid, so that's something to laugh at. That's something to laugh at because I made you look stupid right now. You told me to name names. I'm naming names, and I could go on and on. We're talking about Golden Boy, Top Rank, right? We're talking about Queensberry promotion. We're talking about Matchroom promotion. And you telling me that they don't got no names over there where they can put on endless fights?
I didn't say that. Wait, I didn't say that, though. You try to keep me on mute, man, long. I didn't say that, though. Come on, chill. Come on, can y'all? I said names. All I said was I never said it ain't no. I said you can't name that many names. I said name some names because you just said. I just named that many. I'm talking about strictly that they could just throw on pay-per-view. That's what because that's what PBC is based on, right? And that's what the big names over there doing. Just name those names that go on pay-per-view. I just now, you want to start over? Oh, all them going on pay-per-view?
You might need to listen better.
What'd you say? What you say?
I just named you them. And then second of all, right? You're talking about that can go on pay-per-view, right? When was the last time? Hold on, because you're talking about pay-per-view. We wasn't talking about pay-per-view. We talking about putting on events, period. Because if you want to be an idiot and keep on paying $100 for pay-per-view just because they're putting it on and you just want to do it because it say PBC, I don't even know if you pay for pay-per-view, first of all, right?
So now, let's do this then. I was hoping you say that. Look, let's show receipts. Like I'm talking about receipts that people pay.
Hold on. First of all, I don't know if you even pay for pay-per-view. Second of all, if you want to bring up pay-per-view, right? If you want to bring up pay-per-view, right? When was the last time that it wasn't Canelo Alvarez that PBC put on a successful pay-per-view event? Because I wasn't even talking about pay-per-view. Because I know that one company make you pay damn near $100. The other company is making us pay $20, but you crying and bitching about it. Now, if you want to talk about pay-per-view, when was the last time that PBC put on a successful pay-per-view? Since if that's what you want to talk, if you want to pay for all these pay-per-views, that's what you want.
No, I didn't. That wasn't my point.
Anytime they put on this pay-per-view, if that's what you want and that's what you want to bring into this debate, well, tell me.
All right, now look. I mean, they did do the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, right? But that's I ain't even worried about that.
That was a few years ago.
It was just 2023. A few years ago.
That was in 2022, I believe. That was 22.
Huh? That was 22?
Yeah, I think that was 22.
That was 23, July 29th.
You talking about and you're talking about and how many boxing events have been put on since
Oh,
then? So you're talking about what happened in
see, so you trying to snap? Hey, yo, you a good debater. You a very good debater. Because you try to stop me right there.
Hold on. We're going into 2025, and this man is talking to me about a pay-per-view that the PBC put on in 2023. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is the shit that I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Son, you asked me a question. Don't do that. You trying to make yourself, come on, you just asked me a question. Come on, bro. Like, so just because I answered the question, now it's like, it's something bad out of it? I answered your question. Like I told you, y'all always trying to say, use your common sense and use it. That was just regular common sense. You asked me that question, I answered it, and then you got mad. And you like, this.
I asked you, bro, you went all the way back to 2023 to make an argument.
So they should be done then. They should be done now. Because look, if that's the last pay-per-view, successful pay-per-view, right? And y'all said they've been going out of business this whole time. It just don't make sense.
Not including Canelo, because Canelo jumps.
I didn't bring Canelo up. I didn't bring Canelo up.
No, I'm telling you the question that I asked, and you said Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was your answer.
That was my answer. What? So that makes so out of that you can say you don't know shit about boxing, or you can say, oh, you a me. What'd you call it? It's just, you get what I'm saying? Use your brain.
I don't get what you're saying because my whole point
use your brain. That's all. But stop trying to look for an argument and just what you asking me to do. I'm doing it and just go along with it or move on. Like you know what it is. Like stop acting like y'all.
You said some dumb shit and I called it out. We know that's
so what dumb shit I say? Tell me what dumb shit I say. Now watch this. You answer it.
Okay. So
I said dumb shit. Don't say nothing. Dumb shit.
So according to you, not involving Canelo, because see, I didn't. So for people that's watching, my whole point was not to bring up pay-per-view. Carl brought up pay-per-view, right? I'm not even talking about.
Well, I said fighters. I said, but you know that.
I'm not even talking about pay-per-view. I said I'm talking about events. I'm talking about can PBC, right, compete with all of these other promotional companies under one banner, Top Rank included, right? Events. He brought up pay-per-view. He wanted to bring up pay-per-view. So I said, okay, well, I'm not fond of having to watch. Anytime I want to watch PBC and they put on a decent event, I got to pay damn near $100. You brought up pay-per-view. I don't even know if you buying and paying for pay-per-views, right? First of all, right? You probably ain't. And then on top of that, so I said, since you want to bring up pay-per-view, when was the last time they put on a successful pay-per-view, right? That wasn't involving Canelo. You told me Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence in 2023. So the point is you had to go all the way back to 2023, and we about to be in 2025. Like you had to go all. That doesn't tell you something, dog. You had to go all the way back to 2023 to try to make your argument make any sense. And we talking about now. We had a whole year and a half since then. It's been a whole year and a half since then. And like, what was the point of you saying that, bro?
Look, what
was the point of you bring up that in pay-per-view?
You said you couldn't do that. That's why I said stop putting jackets on people like that, and that make you look like a clown. You just said that I said some stupid shit. I said, tell me some stupid shit that I said. Not one thing you had. Tell me. Just tell me. Name it right now. Don't even go back around the block or nothing. Just name it.
I just
name something stupid that I said. Stupid that I said.
Nigga, you're trying to. What's stupid that you said is you tried to make an argument talking about something that PBC did in 2023.
it wasn't no argument. It wasn't even no argument. You just asked me a question and I answered it. Just because you looking for an argument, bro. Like I said, I get up here and everything that I speak, I guarantee I can stand 10 toes on. And when you said something about receipts, right? About paying for pay-per-views, I guarantee you that every pay-per-view, even Devin Haney, I got a couple of Devin Haney's too that I can show you. I bet you can't match me. I bet you can't match me for every fight that was on pay-per-view. I bet you can't match me. I'm telling you, lay it out right here on camera right now. I bet you can't match me. Proof right here on camera that you buy more pay-per-views than me. I bet you don't, bro. I ain't doing that because of that. I ain't come up here to try to be like that. Just because I was speaking on something that I seen and I felt like just like you calling people chain mushes, whatever you call them.
Not go to fights, so we're not gonna talk about matching because you don't want to do that. But
well, guess what? I can stand though. I can stand with you. I can stand in the paint with you. Like that. I ain't saying
this ain't about having no pissing contest because I'm not finna be ignorant and just buy anything. Like if it's not, I only buy the pay-per-views that I see fit paying for. Right. So if you give me some bullshit and just put it on pay-per-view, I'm not finna be no crash dummy and just buy it because it's the PBC putting it on and man, I'ma just buy it just cause even though I know the card is some shit, I'ma buy it. Nah, bro, that ain't how I navigate.
See, I'm a homebody. So I go to work and come home with my kids. So my free time is when I get to do shit like that. That's all. Cool. I mean, that don't make me a bad nigga. That's just what I do. That's why I put my money on.
What you want me to give you a trophy for buying pay-per-views? Like that's
look. You talking about emotional and look. I just told you what I do and you got mad. I see what you do.
Bro, my whole point is if you want to buy all of these pay-per-views, if you want to spend $100 after $100 and have $100 to buy pay-per-views to watch an event, bro, that's on you. Most people don't want to do that. That's the whole point. So if these people over here is putting on great events and you either getting it for free or you got to pay $20 for it versus these people over here that anything they put on, you got to come out of your pocket $80 to $100. Which one the fuck would you rather do? That's the whole point. And you want to have a pissing contest about how many pay-per-views you buy. My whole point is I said I didn't know if you even pay for pay-per-views. You made it clear that you do buy pay-per-views and salute to you. I'll make sure I give you a motherfucking brownie treat for buying all the pay-per-views in the world, bro. That's cool, but I'm saying that I'd rather, as a boxing fan, get these events and be able to watch them free or be able to only have to pay $20 if it is on pay-per-view. That's all I'm saying, bro. And
guess what?
Be able to compete. I think a lot of they're not going to be able to compete with that pay-per-view model because now, especially, you got all of these entities under one umbrella come, 2025. Come, mid 2025, you're going to have everybody under one umbrella. But you still
can't we say that
about
PBC? I didn't say no. All I'm saying is that's what was there done, and that's what I was doing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people probably did the same old thing. And now that this came on the plate, don't get it messed up. Any person that look at that enjoy the sport, because I ain't even gonna say boxing fans no more. Because on some real, it ain't no. I don't even think it's no boxing. It's just the sport. People that look at the sport, if you decide to spend your money on it, you decide to spend your money on it. I'm pretty sure everybody is happy that this is like $20 and $30 because everybody gonna look at the fight. But all I'm trying to say is that it's like the ones like, I don't know how, but people like you just became mad because people still supporting PBC. I just don't. I just like what they doing, and I like the fight.
Hold on, bro. You said I'm mad because people are supporting PBC. That's why I say you say the most dumb, stupid shit, and like, where you even get this shit from? I'm mad because people are supporting PBC. Where did you get that from? I just got done talking about David Benavidez earlier and David Morrell, and I saluted PBC, and I said, hey, man, salute to PBC for putting on, a great fight. I'm mad because people are, nigga, I don't give a fuck who you support. I'm telling you what's going to happen in the near future. If they don't join the rest of these, they're not, I'm telling you, right? For you love PBC. You want PBC to stay on top of the game. I'm telling you who goes to every panel and cry about Tank Davis and cry about PBC. What I'm telling you is that if you want PBC to continue to thrive, they're eventually going to have to jump on board. What the fuck don't you understand about that? It's not that I'm mad because people want to support PBC. Does that even make sense, bro? Like, where did you even get that analogy from that I'm mad because people want to support PBC? Why would I be mad if people want to support PBC? How does that affect me if you want to support PBC? Nigga, you can support whoever you want to support. You're mad because I'm telling you something that makes a whole lot of sense that you don't want to hear. Why you don't want to hear it? I can't make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. We're arguing about me saying that, look, these people gave you 4 or 5 events, maybe 5 events the whole year, right? Every event they gave you was on pay-per-view except for one event. Like, let's talk about it. They gave you maybe 5 events this whole year. Every event that they gave you was a pay-per-view that you had to spend $80 to $100 to come out of pocket, except for one fight card that was Tim Tszyu and this last dude that he got knocked out by. They gave that to you, and you was able to watch that free. I'm telling you, yes, Al Booger, 5 events and 2 of them was Canelo. That's not even signed under them. Make that make sense, right? So they really gave you, if you don't include Canelo, they gave you 3 events, but we're going to include Canelo because that was under the PBC, right? So I'm telling you and everybody else that, look, man, they don't have the money behind them. They don't have the backing behind them. They on Prime. Prime wasn't willing to invest the money and put the money up front and put it behind them, right? We saw Gervonta Davis's press conference was fucking low budget and it looked like some shit. We see the writing on the wall, and you in here complaining because I'm telling you that now that Top Rank is going to join Dazn after July, and everybody gonna be under one banner but the PBC. It's, you know what I'm saying, like, it's not looking good for the PBC. We see these other companies all coming together to make one big entity. You got Turkey Al-Sheikh that got endless money. And then you got the PBC to where people like, nah, we ain't finna put no billions behind y'all. We you know what I'm saying? We'll give y'all a platform, but we not finna put the money behind it. Then you got Gervonta Davis telling you, your fucking favorite fighter, nigga. He telling you, look, like, boxing is some shit. I don't even want to box no more. I don't like none of this shit that's going on. I'm pissed off to where, you know what? I'm retiring after 2025. I don't want nothing to do with boxing. Your favorite fighter that fight under the PBC, and you up here bitching and crying about me telling you that, hey, if PBC don't make a big move and join, that it ain't gonna look good for them. It's not there. It's not gonna look good. Your favorite fighter told you, and you crying about it. Like, what the fuck is we arguing about, dog? Like, what is you up here trying to argue about, and you have not said not one thing that makes sense? And you wonder why you get up on these panels and you give Blue Blood, you damn near made him have a heart attack.
Bro, you sitting up here, you capping for
because I'm sitting up here and I'm trying to talk to a fucking brick wall that don't understand shit and can't comprehend nothing that I'm telling you. This is not, bruh. And this is what I do, right? Because I know that y'all gonna get so emotional and bite blood out your bottom lip. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm gonna tell you how I play. See, I know a lot of y'all don't have common sense. I know that y'all overly emotional when it comes to Gervonta Davis. You want me to tell you something? This shit wasn't even about Tank, bro. I put Tank name in the title because I want to make you bite blood out your bottom lip. It ain't about Tank. For all you niggas that's in the comments crying and bitching, it's not about Tank. I don't give a fuck what Tank does. Because Tank told us what he gonna do. He said he gonna get the bag and he chunking the deuce. So do you think I care about Tank, bro? I did that shit so I can play with your fucking mind. Because I know that if I say Tank, niggas is gonna immediately bite blood out their bottom lip and fucking and cry and get so mad. I don't care. This don't have nothing to do with Tank because Tank is gonna do what he gonna do regardless. Tank, see, and I also know that y'all are ignorant enough to think that Tank runs boxing, that everything go through Tank. That ain't the case, bro. If Tank retires today, boxing is gonna live on. Some of y'all niggas might not live on. Some of y'all niggas might be in the bed crying and having cold sweats and shit. But boxing is going to be okay. So that don't have nothing to do with Tank, bro. I just incorporated Tank in it because I knew that I can get y'all. I knew I could get niggas like you and your feelings. I knew I could get niggas like you and your feelings, bro. It didn't have nothing to do with Tank. Tank is going to do what he going to do regardless. Realize that. But PBC, the reason I'm talking about PBC because I care, right? PBC got fighters. They got talent still on their roster that I want to see fight the best fighters, right? Not naming Tank, right? Take Tank out of this shit, right? Take your favorite fighter out of it. PBC got fighters that I know that I still want to see. I want to see David Benavidez fight the best. I still want to see Frank Martin, you know, in against the best. I still want to see Rayo. My man Gary Antoine Russell is a PBC fighter, right? They got talent left on their roster that I would love to see in big fights. But my whole thing is that I'm afraid that PBC, by the way that it's looking, right? By the way that it's looking, the way that the landscape is looking, I'm afraid that if they don't make a big move quick and join forces with these other promotional companies, it's going to be bad because the talent that they have, they're going to suffer because now these other promotional companies, they can blackball PBC out. They can say, you know what, we got enough talent and we got enough fighters now to where we could just make fights between we could make fire between Golden Boy, Matchroom, Top Rank, Queensberry Promotions. We can all make big events together, and now that leaves PBC with no budget. They can't compete. Now we like, okay, well, damn. David Benavidez, he didn't fault David Morrell. What is he gonna do? He can't get a Canelo fight. But you know what? You forced to go fuck with Turkey Al-Sheikh. You forced to go fuck with Turkey Al-Sheikh because they got Top Rank, they got Matchroom. The other biggest names the other biggest fights you could make is Bitterbeef and Bivol, right? Now, with that being said, let me break this down for y'all that get so emotional, right? With that being said, now everybody else that's over there at Dazn, they got the power. They got the power, dog. They like, okay, well, you got to come fuck with us. If anytime, if y'all can't continue to put on event after event because you don't have enough big name talent in order to get fights and make big fights, you got to come fuck with one of our promotional banners that's over here on Dazn. You either come fuck with us or we gonna leave you out in the cold. You either gonna come fuck with us or we gonna leave you out in the cold. You know what, Tank Davis? You need Ryan Garcia. You know where Ryan Garcia fights at? Golden Boy. You know where Golden Boy is at? Dazn. We're running shit. At one point, let me, and I'm gonna take it off mute. But at one point, PBC had that they had that power. That's what Terrence Crawford was complaining about for years. Is kind of like, okay, we could use 147 pounds, right? Terrence Crawford. Hey, in order to get a big fight, he had to fuck with the PBC because they had every big name at 147 pounds. Bud Crawford would have never got a big fight if he didn't go fuck with the PBC. PBC had the game in a chokehold in a lot of those divisions for years. We knew that. We realized that. We would get on the live streams, and my argument was, hey, you got to come fuck with the PBC. I argued that for years. The PBC is where it's at. Y'all got to come fuck with the PBC. What y'all got to understand is stop living in the past. It's not like that no more. And if they don't get on board, because with Turkey Al-Sheikh's money and all these other promotional companies, they monopolized the game, bro. They took over with Top Rank going to Dazn. That shuts everything down. Top Rank has so many big names, so many big name prospects that's coming up in the game, combined with Matchroom and Golden Boy and Queensberry and all of that, bro. You can't compete with that. What don't y'all understand about that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what y'all don't understand about that. Like, see, the thing is, where I got y'all at, I told y'all, man, when I do my videos, it's meaning behind the shit that I say. When I say, oh yeah, I'm on here to make all the Tankamaniacs bite blood out y'all bottom lip. It's meaning behind that shit. Because I know if I implement Tank in it, I'm telling you, I know if I say anything about Tank, all your logic, all your comprehension and common sense go out the window because all you heard is something that you didn't want to hear about Tank. So even though I'm giving you the game on what's going to happen with the PBC, the only thing you could think about is Tank. You might be arguing, well, no, the PBC this, but you arguing the PBC and PBC this is because I said Tank. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. And you know what? Y'all don't understand that since we own Tank, y'all understand that Leonard Ellaby, bro, and Tank, they understand that they got y'all wrapped around. He understands what type of fan base he has. He understands that, you know what? I can bleed these niggas out of everything they got. I can tell them that I'm gonna give you an example, right? Leonard Ellaby told y'all for years, we got a plan for Tank. We got the blueprint, right? He never told y'all what the plan was. He never told y'all what the blueprint was. Anytime you ask Leonard Ellaby, when is Tank gonna fight such and such? When is such and such gonna happen? He said, all those fights is gonna happen. You know, those fights is gonna happen. You know, those fights ain't ready yet. Those fights ain't ready yet. And he led y'all along. He kept stringing y'all along. Those fights ain't ready yet. All those fights is gonna happen. Those fights ain't ready yet. And y'all believed it, right? He kept stringing, but he told y'all, oh, we got a blueprint for Tank. He even came and told y'all. He said when Tank fought Mario Barrios, he said nobody in that arena knew who Mario Barrios was. He said, but we're not making fights for the diehard fans. He said fans don't care who Mario Barrios is. They're here to see Tank. We understand that they come here to see Tank. So what he was telling y'all is, we're not in the business of putting on fights that the diehard fans want to see. We're in the business of money because we know that we can put Tank in the ring with pretty much anybody, and they're coming to see Tank. They don't care. Which equals we get to take your money. We don't got to pay the opponent a whole bunch of money. And we're going to continue to monopolize off of that as long as y'all let us do it, because we know we got a fan base. We know we got a fan base that's bought into it, and we can continue to do it over and over again and recycle, right? Now the time has come to where that blueprint worked. It worked until it can't work no more. Tank is pissed off because the money ain't like it is, right? And now it ain't no longer we got a plan for Tank. It's Tank telling you, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm retiring. It's Leonard Ellaby doing a whole interview, and now when he's asked about those same fights that he told you, oh, them fights ain't ready. You know, Tank is gonna get all these guys. Now Leonard Ellaby goes to Tank is gonna get all these guys. Those fights just ain't ready, right? Stringing y'all along. Now, well, what you think about Tank and Shakur? You know, Shakur and Tank, man, is you know, people want to see Shakur and Tank. Now Leonard Ellaby go, and laugh in your face and tell y'all, well, everybody calls out Tank. Well, what about Tank and Keyshawn Davis? You know, Keyshawn been calling out Tank. He get to laughing hard as hell. Look at you like, come on, please. When they ask, well, is Keyshawn Davis on in your plans? Is Keyshawn Davis in the plans? He look at you dead in your eye and laughed at you and said, please. Like, nigga, please. But remember, so what I'm saying is he strung y'all along. And y'all thought like, oh, we gonna get those fights. You know what I'm saying? I was always telling y'all, nah, we ain't gonna get those fights. But then it came to a time where I was like, okay, yeah, we at least gonna get him and Shakur in 2025. My woman kept telling me, you're not gonna get that fight neither. But can we get mad at Leonard Ellaby? Can we get mad at Tank? No, because they told us what they was doing. Niggas just didn't want to listen. This nigga looking at the camera talking about, what did you talking about? What? Now, I just broke the game down to you, right? I told you exactly what's happening, but you still in denial. You know, y'all still be in denial. You know what that shit be like? That's like me giving you the phone, and I'm like, man, there go your girlfriend right now, and she's sucking off the homie. That's her. Look at her. And you looking at it like, man. And then you go home and you show your girlfriend that video of her sucking off the homie. And your girl tell you, babe, that ain't me. That's my twin sister. I just told you that I just never wanted to tell you about my twin sister because we don't get along. But that ain't me, babe. Do you think I would do some shit like that? Like, so why? So you mean to tell me you ain't tell me about your twin sister the whole time? No, because like we had a big fight years ago, and I just don't want to talk about her. That's not me. That's my twin sister. And then you go back to your boy, and now you mad at him. You mad at him, and you like, nigga, that's her twin sister, nigga. Like, nigga, I'm not fucking with you no more, nigga. You hating on my girl. That's her twin sister. That ain't her, nigga. She would never do nothing like that. I bet you didn't even know she had a twin sister. And now you mad at the homeboy because he was just trying to, you know what I'm saying? He trying to look out for you. Well, I'm that nigga. I'm trying to look out for you, but you living in denial, dog. You living in denial. Tank told you clearly, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all, and y'all talking about these legacy fights, and I need to fight Keyshawn and I need to fight Shakur. I don't care about none of that. I care about my money and getting up out the sport with all of my brain cells. I don't care about this legacy shit. He tell y'all, man, Tank, just saying that, man. He just fucking with y'all. Man, Tank just telling y'all that. Man, Tank ain't retiring. Tank gonna fight. Tank gonna knock out Shakur. Then he gonna knock out Keyshawn Davis. Man, Tank, man. Tank knocking out all these niggas. Tank just saying that. And it's like, man,
hey, bro, is it that serious though?
I don't know, bro.
Because I just wanted to say something. I wanted to say something too about what you just said about the like.
Hey,
don't do that. That girl analogy. That
Francisco,
the girl analogy.
Francisco, come out and come in.
Oh, look, that girl analogy thing. Like, come on, bro. If a nigga gonna reply like that, then he deserves to get treated every bit of what she treated him like. With the, if a nigga gonna reply like that, son. If a nigga gonna reply, first of all, the reply was sick. The reply was sick. If a nigga reply back like that, then that's on him. He deserved to get treated like that. But my point was, all I was trying to say is that I'm not saying that y'all can't be right. All I'm saying is that y'all can be wrong too. Like, it could work out that way. Because all my thing is that obvious. I think that you see fighters on PBC that you know that they gonna need to keep pushing theirs too. Because if it was just because of if it was just what they have and then moving on, nobody else wouldn't be caring about PBC because not only is y'all favorite fighter over there, the other one that he rock with, and then y'all got more. And then y'all got a whole stable. Like you said, you got 3 promotional combined together. If PBC don't get down, then they just don't get down. And I get what you're saying because you're trying to save people money. Just by the way I think you, by the way you talking, I understand. Nobody want to pay $80. And if anybody is out here stooped up to say that they happy to pay $80, no, because we pay $80. I believe every fight that we pay for. No, I don't think nobody can sit there and say, man, that's some bull.
That wasn't my point, bro. You missed the whole point. I mean, but I'm not gonna keep on repeating myself. That wasn't. I just gave you the whole thing, bro. I just gave you. You said my favorite fighter is under PBC banner, right? Yeah. Some of my favorite fighters are under the PBC banner, and I just made that I just made that very clear to you why I'm worried about the PBC. Like I think I made that very clear.
Like, why you keep adding stuff to my comment? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Look, I didn't say none of that about your favorite fighter over there.
Niggas,
I didn't say nothing about your favorite fighter over there.
Huh?
You heard me? I didn't say nothing about your favorite fighter over there. No, see, look, that's what I said. Listen. All you gotta do is listen. I'm listening to you. I said your favorite fighter is already over there. I'm talking about because you're saying that Max Rome, all of them get together. I said three promotional companies put it together. And plus your favorite fighter over there.
I don't.
Bro, I know your favorite fighter. I bet you I can name your favorite fighter. Because I seen you bite blood out your body when they say his name.
Who's my favorite fighter?
Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur Stevenson is not my favorite fighter.
Well, you get mad with my favorite.
Hold on. If I do boxing content, right, and I hear a whole bunch of bullshit put on one person, and I come and call it out, that doesn't make that fighter my favorite fighter because I'm calling out bullshit. When people was putting a whole bunch of bullshit on Devin Haney saying that, it was the biggest robbery in boxing that he lost to Vasyl Lomachenko, I was on niggas' helmet calling it out because it was a lie, right? When people run with narrative and lies and I call it out, that don't mean that's my favorite fighter. You know what? I have a bunch of fighters that I'm fans of, that I'm a fan of. I don't have no favorite. My favorite fighter is retired, nigga. I don't have no favorite like that no more. When Andre Ward retired, right? And I guess you could probably say Errol Spence. I'm a huge fan of Errol Spence, but I keep it real about him, right? But when Andre Ward was retired,
always did keep it real about Errol.
When Andre Ward retired, that was the last favorite fighter I had. And then you can say Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence, that they the next two closest. But see, the difference between me is when it comes to those fighters, when I said, okay, yeah, but Wilder, he ain't got it no more, I wasn't in denial. When I tell you that Errol Spence, I think that Errol Spence been out of the ring too long to come back after 2 years fucking with a Sebastian Fundora. That's how you keep it real about your favorite fighter. Now, Shakur Stevenson, he's a fighter that I like. I like Boots Ennis too, right? I'm not a fan of Gervonta Davis. That's what y'all mad about, because I can tell you that I'm not a fan of Gervonta Davis, not because he can't fight, not because he's not an excellent talent, because he is because I don't like how he moves. I don't like his character, how he moves. I don't like his character at all. I'm not a fan of it. I was once a huge fan of Gervonta Davis. When Tank came in, and hey, I was a big fan of Tank. But then after years and years of seeing how the nigga move, eventually I'm not a boxing fan that is going to ride with a fighter that I'm like, okay, nigga, why you continue to fight, pick and choose these fighters? If Shakur Stevenson starts acting like, oh man, I ain't got to fight such and such, I ain't going to fight him, and he get the moving funny, I'm going to tell you, fuck that nigga. I'm not a fan of that. If Jaron Ennis get the moving funny, right? I didn't like how Jaron Ennis turned down the Virgil Ortiz fight. but he don't have a history of doing shit like that. But if he get to moving weak and weird, I ain't gonna be a fan of him. I'm a fan of fight. That's why I'm a fan of Roy Jones, right? You see Roy Jones over there. Where are you? Oh no, right here. That's why I'm a fan.
I want to say something on top of that. Look,
hold on.
Can I say something real quick?
Let me finish my cook, because you telling me who my one favorite fighter is, and so I'm telling you.
I'm just going off the content, like when I be seeing your video. That's all I was going. I'm just going off of that, what I see from that.
About a bunch of fighters, nigga.
I could be wrong. Okay.
Video. Like now, hold on. Now, so the type of fighters that I like a certain type of fighter, right? I'm a huge fan of David Benavidez, right? Huge fan of David Benavidez. So if you know all of the fighters that I like and that I gravitate to, they're fighters that's willing to fight anybody. I got a certain type of fighter that I like. I don't have no just one fighter that I'm like, oh man, But the reason that you think that, oh man, you just a overly fan of Shakur Stevenson, no, because I'm the type of person that if everybody is hating on one fighter, right, and can't nobody deny that Shakur Stevenson ain't probably the biggest hated fighter in the sport of boxing, is everybody is making narratives about that one fighter over and over again, right? Everybody jumping, trying to bully one fighter, right? When this one fighter is trying to make all the fights, he trying to do this and he trying to do that. If I make content and tell you that y'all full of shit and y'all lying, right? And I'm clearing the air on shit, that don't mean that, oh man, he just like Shakur and that's his only fight. No, that ain't what that means. That's what y'all take it as, because a lot of the narratives be narratives that you want to run with because you're overly aggressive Gervonta Tank Davis fan, like a whole bunch of his fans. And see, if I was up here and I tell you that, man, Shakur ain't got to fight Tank. See, this is the type of shit that y'all do, right? This is the type of shit that y'all do. Tank ain't got to do nothing, man. Tank made this amount of money and Tank is this and Tank is that. You never heard me say that type of shit about Shakur. I ain't never told you, man, Shakur ain't got to fight such and such, man. Shakur beat such and such. I don't do that. You know what I tell you? When I came on here and tell you, I said, shit, after Shakur next fight, that nigga need to be on Tank Davis's helmet. I don't want nothing less. But now I can't say that because Tank said he ain't gonna fight him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what you gonna do? See, I'm the one that holds fighters accountable. I don't pick and choose who I hold accountable. I don't pick and choose who I hold accountable. Y'all niggas, Tank don't got to do this, and man, Tank don't, and Tank go like I don't live off of fairy tale shit. You telling me that Tank is gonna stop Keyshawn and Tank is gonna stop Shakur and Tank is gonna stop this guy and this guy? Well, I need to see it. You ain't never heard me say, man, Shakur gonna do this and Shakur gonna do that and Shakur gonna do that. What I tell you is that, yeah, I think Shakur will beat these guys, but I want to see the fucking fight. And we don't know what's gonna happen until we see the fight. So don't put me in the same category as you meat mushing niggas. Because like I said, can't nobody say that because y'all same niggas was saying when I was defending Devin Haney, y'all same niggas was saying, oh man, he's a Devin Haney lover. He's a this, and that, right? And then when I had to get on Devin Haney's helmet about fuck shit he was doing, then I was a Devin Haney hater. Right? You know what's funny? Yeah, you know what's even more funny, right? And I'm gonna pass you the shit. I had Shakur Stevenson fans calling me a Shakur hater because I did a video about Shakur, right? I did a video getting on Shakur's helmet, and I think he kind of seen the shit and felt some type of way about it, but it is what it is because I did a video basically saying that he was contradicting himself when he said that Ryan Garcia needs to be banned from the sport of boxing. When this is right after Ryan Garcia came up that he had that Ostarine in his system, right? And Shakur, he was going around and he was saying that Ryan needs to be banned from the sport of boxing. And my whole thing is I said that Shakur was being contradicting because I said Shakur's the same fighter that fought Oscar Valdez after Oscar Valdez popped dirty against Conceição, right? I said, so if you feel that Ryan Garcia should be banned for life and you was adamant about that shit, you should have felt the same way and never fought Oscar Valdez. So it's a contradiction. Now I called that shit out. I did a whole video about that shit. And I got on his helmet about that shit. It was people in the comments calling me a Shakur Stevenson hater. I'm hating. I'm a Ryan Garcia lover. I don't even fuck with Ryan Garcia. It wasn't about Ryan Garcia to me. It was about that I felt that you got to keep the same energy, right? Because you can't feel that type of way. And when you didn't fought somebody that was tested positive for PEDs in the past before you fought them, and you still went on and fought them. So was I wrong for saying that shit?
No.
I'm not a fan. See, when I say meat musher, right? This is my definition of a meat musher, right? And a lot of fans nowadays, they meat mushers. They jump onto one fighter, and that one fighter can do no wrong. Any narrative that comes up, if it ain't in favor, well, anything that comes up, right? That if you say something that ain't in favor of that fighter, then you all type of names in the book. You a hater and you don't know shit about boxing, and you right? Because that fighter in your eye can do no wrong, right? When you say that fighter needs to be put on the same playing field as all the rest of these fighters, well, you said that fighter, he ain't got to do this and he ain't got to do that, and he ain't got, like that. When y'all treat a fighter like he just walk on water and don't hold him accountable when it comes to nothing at all. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about
meat musher. Y'all meat mushing. Y'all holding that man, stuff, and you just jacking him off because that man can do no wrong. He can walk on water. He can climb up top of Mount Everest with no motherfucking shirt on, butt naked, and come back down, swim across the ocean. He a fucking superhero. And he God all in one. That's a meat musher. And a lot of y'all fans act like that. In the biggest fan base that acts like that by far is Gervonta Davis's fan base. This man has been able to get away with telling y'all what he ain't gonna do. See, you can't see Canelo fans. I can't put that jacket on Canelo fans because you know what they can come back and say. Even though I don't like it and I don't like Canelo, they can come back and say, well, nigga, he fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought Israel Lara. He fought Austin Trout when he was at the top of his game. He fought Gennady Golovkin when Gennady Golovkin was still in his prime. He fought Bivol even though he lost. He fought, you know what I'm saying? So he fought Caleb Plant. You can say that about Canelo. Even though we say, okay, Canelo this and that, because he ain't fighting David Benavidez, his fans can always come back and say, you know what? But who he did fight. We can't say that about Gervonta Davis. And you know what y'all do? Because anytime I say that, the first thing that y'all do, man, what Shakur did. So now y'all bring up Shakur. Now I gotta talk about Shakur. And then, man, he loves Shakur. Nigga, you brought up Shakur. That's y'all. The first thing, man. What Shakur done? What Devin Haney done? What the rest of these? Well, and then when I tell you, well, Shakur been trying to fight all these. Shakur been he can't make all these dudes like y'all done seen all these dudes duck him. He been trying to fight. Oh man, that's cap. And then you want to make a false narrative, and now we got to debate about some shit that you lying about. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying in general, right? And so
I get it.
And so that's where where the shit comes from. But bro, I don't like as a kid, I understand. Like, I don't know how old a lot of these people, if you like, you know what I'm saying? If you a teenager to the age of like, you know, maybe 25, right? And you're overly fanatic of any fighter, not just Tank, any fighter, right? Because you look up to that fighter. I understand, right? I understand it is, you know, but then, bro, if you in your 30s and you in your 40s and shit, and you still, you know, praising and worship and looking up to fighters, bro, these motherfuckers is children compared to some of y'all, bro. I'm not finna look up to none of these kids. I'm not an overly fanatic of none of these fighters, and I know if one of these niggas retire tomorrow, it don't affect me. Like, so I don't like. I'm a fan. That's why I always say I'm a fan of the sport, because I know that if you're retired tomorrow, you think I'm gonna be fucking in my bed sweating, telling my man I can't work today. I'm hurt, man. Shakur ain't gonna never fight again, bro. And he knows that. Like, that's why a lot of them be like, man, I'm not give a fuck about y'all fans. Like, I'm in here to do what I got to do and get out the sport. That's why I respect when Tank Davis say, nigga, y'all want this shit. I'm gonna do what I got. See, what y'all don't understand is I respect Tank, but I don't. Only thing I don't like about Tank, bro, and I was having a conversation with my partner last night about this, right? The only problem I have with Tank, I respect how he moving, because you know what, man? I don't get in the ring and take that punishment. I don't have to go through training camp and endure what Tank has had to endure since he was a kid, right? I don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably could have had the talent if I had stuck with it and dedicated myself like Tank, right? But I don't know. I didn't do what he did. I didn't go through what he did, right? So, and I understand that. So how can I get mad at Tank if he tells us this is how I feel? I'm not fighting such and such, and I'm gonna do what the fuck I want, and I'm gonna get my bag, and I'm gonna get up out the sport. I can't get mad at that, right? And that's what people need to understand. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with, right? What I got a problem with, dog, is when you say that, and then you turn around and say, okay, I'll knock fucking Shakur the fuck out. I'll knock Keyshawn the fuck out. I'll knock this guy and this guy the fuck out, right? Now I got a problem with it because you're saying that. Well, I want to see the fight happen. So don't tell me what you're going to do to one of these fighters if you're not willing to get in there and fight them. I don't got a problem with you with the way you moving if you're going to fight. But if you're not going to fight them, just say, look, stop asking me about them. Straight up and down. Then what could I come on here and have to argue about? He said that, you know, he didn't answer the question. He just said, like, stop asking me about them niggas. Let them do what they gonna do. I'm not worried about them. Then all I can say is, look, man, hey, Tank told us what it is, and we gotta respect that. We not in the ring taking the punishment and the bumps that he taking. So I respect that. I just don't respect a nigga telling me, like, if I tell you that when I see you, Carl Brown, I'm gonna do something to you, and I'm gonna do something to you bad. And every time somebody bring up Carl Brown, I say, well, when I see Carl Brown, I'm gonna do some shit to him, right? And then I see you, and everybody expecting me to do something to you, right?
I do
doing nothing to him. Like, then that's what y'all want to see. That's like, well, I ain't have to say that shit. Like, so he don't have to say what he gonna, like, how he gonna knock out these other, because he don't have to say all of that shit, right? He don't have to say what he's saying if he's not willing to fight him. That's my whole point. Now, people want to make narratives when he told y'all what he told y'all, and now the narrative is that he gonna call Keyshawn Davis out his next fight. Right? Now let's use some common sense.
I could see it though. I ain't gonna. I could see him doing that.
If he was gonna call Keyshawn Davis out his next fight, right? He just told
Right.
you Shakur ain't done shit to deserve a fight with him. It ain't happening, basically. And he told you Keyshawn doing more than Shakur, and he ain't even done shit, right? But wait, hold on. He also told you, but not him. Like I said, Leonard Ellaby just told us when he was asked about Keyshawn, Leonard Ellaby laughed when they asked, is Keyshawn on y'all radar? Is Keyshawn
What I'm about
somebody
to say about
to make a fight with? Is he on your? Leonard Ellaby gave a look like, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, and laughed. Now, wait, hold on. Not only that,
All right.
Tank tells you that I got 3 more fights and I'm retiring. I'm retiring. 2025 is my last year. Now, when you look at it, he really only got 2 more fights. He gonna fight Lamont Roach, and then after Lamont Roach, he got 1 more fight. And the reason I say 2 more fights because, first of all, PBC don't have that many dates, right? And then second of all, when you talking about a Gervonta Davis event, they're not putting on 3 Gervonta Davis events. They're not. You've never seen them put on 3 big Gervonta Davis events in 1 year. They don't do that with their big name fighters. They just don't do that. So he gonna fight twice, right? And then he told you Ryan Garcia. That's the fight that he's been saying. That's the fight he's been saying, Carl. Why you shaking your head? No, because I'm telling you what he told you. He told you Ryan Garcia.
All right, so can I say why I heard that? Can I tell you what? See, like you heard it, and I heard this. What I heard. If
This
you
is
can,
what you heard from his
no, I'm talking. No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What they asked. That's the point. See, I don't try to add nothing. I just go, and that's why I am who I am. Because I just say what I heard, and what came out of Tank Davis' mouth was like, y'all can look at how y'all want to look at it. The reporter basically tell me name some names. If I name these names, would you tell me that you'll be able to fight them, or would you will fight them? It was never that if you name those names and you get it right, I'm definitely fighting them. He just saying he will, because I'm hearing it clear. So when he said Ryan Garcia, we already know, and with the whole fact that he saying he get out of the boxing and what him and Ryan Garcia did the biggest. Come on, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like especially if you think about just from him. Like if you Tank Davis, no, I'm telling you, if you Tank Davis, yeah, you know what I mean. But I wanted to say something to you, Keon, because it's a lot that you really forgot, son. Like it's really a lot that you really forgot, and that I think that's why I came at you like that, because like on some real shit. Because not only did me and you have a conversation, me, you, Money Brown on Money Brown channel, that I told you the last time I was emotional about a fighter was Roy Jones, because that was my favorite fighter. When Roy Jones got knocked out, that was my last time. Like I really let my emotions in that fight. And I said that's the last time I let my emotions be into a fight. You know that Errol Spence always been my favorite fighter. And I said at 135, and look, this when you and Money Brown was then. I said at 135, being the fact that everybody got they got the Shakurs, they got the what's called. I said the guy who I like, not only is he rocking with my man, I said, but Frank Martin is my man. And
you cut out. Let me read this. He cut out. Let me read this comment. VO Majesty said Tank calling out Devin. Remember, I told you that. I don't think that Tank is calling out Devin. I really don't. But hold on. I think, but if Tank did call out Devin, I wouldn't have no problem with Tank and Devin fighting. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't have a problem with Tank and Devin fighting over Tank and Shakur, because I can't tell you that Devin don't deserve that fight. That fight was a fight that we wanted to see at 135 before Shakur got to the division. So I'm not finna, like I said, I'm not even a big Devin Haney fan. But am I gonna get mad if Tank calls out Shakur and get mad that fight happened and then we don't see maybe a Shakur and Tank or Keyshawn and Tank? Nah, I'll take that. I'll take Tank and Devin. I'll take that fight. I wouldn't be mad at that fight, man. I'll take that fight for sure. You know what I'm saying? But then we say, okay, well, you fought one of these guys at least. Before you left the game, you fought one of these guys. At least you did that. But you got to fight one of these niggas or stop saying what you'll do to them. Stop telling me that you're going to knock out Devin Haney and you're not willing to fight him. Stop telling me that you're going to knock out Shakur, but you ain't going to be willing to fight him. Stop telling me that you're going to knock out Keyshawn Davis, but you're not going to be willing to fight him. Simple as that. End of story. It's business at the end of the day, and Tank got to show that he could and would. He said Tank got to show that he could and would beat everybody, so that more people would want to keep buying his fights. It's pretty much over with, man. If the man is saying that he done, it ain't gonna be that. I said, I think we on the course of him fighting Ryan Garcia after Lamont Roach and then calling it a day. Because that's going to make him a huge bag. He going to get at least 50 million out of fighting Ryan Garcia, right? He going to get at least 50 mil. That the second fight between him and Ryan Garcia going to be bigger than the first fight. Now he get that huge bag. The way he thinking is like, what I need to stay in boxing for? To please fans that I know. See, what thing about Tank, man, he ain't no dummy. He know that these fans is gonna turn on him if he have a effed up night in that ring and get his ass beat. And he not willing to give the fans or the ones that don't like him, he not willing to even give y'all that satisfaction. He not willing to give y'all that. He not gonna give y'all that. So it's like he not worried about that shit. And he feel confident that Ryan Garcia is not only a bag, he beat him once. He already beat him once. Southwest Dice says everything. Why is Tank retiring, in your opinion? I think that, man, real talk. Remember when Adrian Bronner was thinking that BLK Prime was gonna pay him like 3.5 million to 3 million for 3 fights? And remember, AB was bragging like, man, and they gonna let me fight anybody I want. Like, nigga, like I can pick and I can choose anybody I want. They gonna pay me 3.5, 3 million. What? Remember, he was bragging about that shit. And then that turned out, it didn't pan out. For whatever reason, that shit didn't pan out. Right? It's kind of the same with Gervonta Davis. You asking me my opinion. I think Tank felt that, okay, I got this 6-fight deal, but I got a guarantee. I'm guaranteed to make 40, 50, whatever it was, mil, right? I'm guaranteed to make 40, 50 mil. Let's see. 6-fight. 6 fights. Let me see. I think, what was it like? Was it like 260 it was reported for 6 fights? So let's say like 43 mil, right? 43. Yeah, I'm guaranteed to make over 40 mil a fight, right? Right. I can pick, you know what I'm saying? I can pick Lamont Roach. They gonna have to pay me 43. I could pick, maybe a Ryu in next. They gonna have to pay me that 43. I could pick Pitbull, then maybe down the line at the end of this contract, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see, you know, what's good with Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Then I still got a Ryan Garcia. Then I still got a Ryan Garcia rematch in work, right? But at the least I'm gonna make is 43. When he realized that shit was all a hoax, now you starting to think like, nigga, that's like somebody tell you that you won the lottery, and then you go to cash out that ticket, and they like, nigga, this shit ain't real. we can't, like, I don't know who told you this ticket was this ain't like, yeah, nah, this ain't him. This ain't it. Nigga, do you know what type of attitude you gonna have? So I think that's a big part of it. They promised him all of that shit. I mean, he bragged and told y'all that his deal was bigger than what Floyd Mayweather got. I mean, and see, I got some of y'all biting blood out your bottom lip. You mad because I'm telling you the truth, right? He promised y'all that. I mean, he told y'all that, right? So I'm pretty sure when he told y'all that, he really thought that, because you could see the excitement in his face. You could see how excited he was even in the last press conference with Frank Martin. Like, man, we was like, man, we ain't never seen Tank talk this much. We ain't never seen Tank act like this. Like, you could tell Tank was like, man, I'm finna get to that fucking bag. And then he fights Frank Martin, and he realized, nigga, where's that fucking bag, y'all? Nigga, I'm supposed to be making 43 mil. Where the fuck my money at? Like, where's my bread at? Now we having problems. Now you get the Lamont Roach fight, right? Now they push the Lamont Roach fight all the way back to 2025. Now you only fought one time. You know what I'm saying? You want to fight 2-3 times. They only gave you one fight. And they ain't give you the bread that they promised you they was going to give you. Now they talking about, well, you know, we didn't get the money from the network that we were supposed to get. And, you know, you're going to have to take this amount of money. You know what I'm saying? We can't give you this up front, but if Lamont Roach, we'll give you, you know, the pay-per-view revenue, and you and Lamont Roach, if y'all can generate enough for you to make 43 million, then you can get to 43 million. And he looking at this shit like, y'all know good so fucking well I can't generate and make no 43 million with no Lamont Roach. Now his attitude fucked up. He mad because he thought shit was gonna go one way. They was promising him some shit that it didn't pan out. This is boxing, right? We always talk about how boxing is dirty. We always bring up other fighters that you know been done dirty. But then when people tell y'all the truth about what's going on with Gervonta Davis, why he pissed off, why he want to retire, then y'all get mad and get to crying and say you hate it. You get to talk about it's a venue issue. It has nothing to do with money. It's this and that. And so I think that is a big part of the reason why he wants to retire. I think another reason why he wants to retire, because the fighters that he's saying that he don't want to fight, or he's downing, like a Shakur or a Keyshawn Davis, I believe that he knows that in order to get the type of money, or even close to the type of money that he won't, he got to take those fights. And that wasn't in the plan right now. So I think it's It's a lot of the first, and it's some of the second. Like I said, man, if somebody tell you, if you already looking like, man, like, come on, man, Tank, he 30, but he's still young. He looking to the future. He looking like, nigga, I'm finna get this, man. He already spending it before he got it. Cause in his mind, nigga, I got 50 million coming. I got another 50 million coming. And now you sitting on the shelf and you fighting 1 year and you ain't getting nowhere near what you thought you was gonna get. But niggas don't want to believe the truth. Guyana GT says, respect General. You always keep it 100. Doesn't matter if you hurt anyone's feelings. Right, man. I'm not on here to spare nobody feelings. Then we just, like, the majority of you niggas is grown men acting like fucking children because somebody told you some shit that you don't like about your favorite fighter when it ain't a lie. It's the truth. Man says, what up, bro? New to the channel, but I like it. Keep up the good work. Man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, that's just what it is. So, man, hey. Money, what it do?
Hey.
What up?
Money Brown in here?
Yeah, Money in the comments. He just came in.
Oh, salute Money Brown. Every time I go on Money Brown's channel, I always say, yo, that's my brother from another mother because me and him got the same last name.
Sure.
But, hey, what I was trying to say was, like no matter what, no matter which way it goes, like, I feel like boxing got messed up because, like, and I ain't just pointing a finger at you, but a lot of emotion. I remember back in the days when fights could just be put on. Nobody wasn't worrying about the business or worrying about what this fighter or that fighter getting.
He cut out. But man, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, man. I've been on here damn near 4 hours, man. I gotta wrap it up. I gotta get the moving. I appreciate everybody coming through, showing love. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the thumbs down if you mad, biting blood out your bottom lip. And man, I'm up out of here. I'm gone.